Hello, and welcome to episode 82 of the Chronicles of Nidum, run by us here at Dice of the Beholder, and streamed on the ever-accommodating Heavyweight RPG. Yes, episode 82. We're about to jump straight into the action after where we left off last time, but before we do so, obviously, as always, a word about our sponsors. First and foremost, there is the wonderful Loki Battle Mats, L-O-K-E. They're an award-winning UK-based TTRPG accessory creator. There are many books of battle maps, little, big, giant sizes, and their modular book sets are full of amazing artwork and an awesome backdrop to any tabletop game. If you are interested in finding out more, please search Loki Battle Mats on Facebook or visit lokibattlemats.com to view their amazing artwork and shop their physical maps, or if you wish, Drive Through RPG to shop their digital maps, where, if you're not quite sure if you want to buy yet, you can find some free ones to download. Our second sponsor is the fantastic Blink Dog Dice. We all have many examples of their work. My desk is covered in them, but you can see some fantastic examples of their work available on their Etsy store. Search Blink Dog Dice, it's all one word, and you can find them on most social media platforms as well to see examples. Please pop over, show them some love, and tell them how amazing they are. Not a sponsor, but as always, providing the amazing ambient sound for our streams is Sirenscape. Fantastic, wonderful tool that we use and you can use too for your tabletop games. You can share the sound through apps that all of your players can download, regardless of whether you're all around the same table or in different venues as we are. Please go check out sirenscape.com, that's S-Y-R-I-N, because epic games need epic sound. Before we actually go into tonight, because it has been shared now and it is official and I'm allowed to mention it, I'll bring Millie on the screen for this one. There we go. Yes.
I think we're all on the screen. Like.
Everyone's on the screen, yeah.
Good morning, Greg.
If you are on the Heavyweight RPG or Heavyweight Gaming Discord, or if you follow us or Heavy on Twitter or Facebook, you will see that a new announcement has come out that starting next week, Monday the 14th of February, 8 p.m. until 11 p.m. Our time, there is a new D&D 5th edition campaign set in the wonderful, amazing homebrew world that AD has created of Colossus. We are obviously super keen to get going. Session 1 will begin next week on Monday, as I said. We're all starting out as level 1. We've done some session 0s. I'm almost dead.
I have 3 hit points currently.
It is time to adventure in the land of Atoria, a place of living for glory, barding the night away, and sharing in the divine tales of the Celestials. Our party are comprised of Mill.
I was going to say, if anyone wants to see the characters, if you head over to Ada's announcement, there's a graphic that shows the different characters that are going to be involved in the campaign and their names and what their classes and races are.
You've got Bjorn Valken, an Asimo Warlock.
I just said they could go and look at it.
I'm reading out the announcement as requested by AD.
All right, it's his channel, that's fine.
Bjorn Valken, an Asimar Warlock. Faze Violo, an Asimar Cleric. Althea Valenis, an Asimar Fighter. Etheria Rosa, a Dragonborn Sorcerer. Velk Tumbleward, a Changeling Bard. And Rhea, a Dark Fae. Rhea, okay, a Dark Fae Druid.
Rhea is fully just a thingy.
Both I and Amelia are very much looking forward to this. I know all the other players are too, and so is AD. So please, if you can, and if you've got the time, join us next Monday and check it out. We can't wait to show these characters to you. And yes, Greg, I am a
Hexblade Warlock?
Absolutely. Can't wait.
Not yet, you're not.
No, that's true. If you die before level 3, you're not.
Good point. No, you could be a Hexblade from the start of it. Hexblade is the type of Warlock you are. The Pact is at level 3. I am definitely a Hexblade already.
Oh yeah, Hexblade is the patron, isn't it?
Exactly.
You're not yet a Pact of the Blade Warlock. Okay.
Then
fine.
it will be interesting. Then it will get interesting.
Consider me schooled.
But yes, if everyone is ready, we can get into session 82 of Chronicles of Nidum.
Not sure I feel like it.
And say after that announcement, I'm done.
Okay, fine.
And I'm spent.
Dogs okay?
Yeah, they're fine.
Okay.
They're just being dickheads.
Last time on the Chronicles of Nidum, just in case anyone's forgotten in the last 2 or 3 days, you approached the final bout with the Lord
I know
of
what you guys
Blades.
are thinking. Surely this is going to be a really quick summary since the entire thing was basically one combat. No, he'll make it last.
Nope. You approached the final combat with the Lord of Blades, which, as it began, you discovered was not going to be as easy as the last 3. In one hit, one of you was almost killed. A lot of you were severely injured. Strangely enough, the sorcerer, who could fly out of the way for a lot of it, was barely touched throughout the entire battle. But eventually...
Entirely true. I took a hell of a lot of damage, just as I healed for a hell of a lot as well.
Oh, yeah.
Took a potion.
Eventually, though, after wearing down the Lord of Blades, you finally managed to vanquish him, to the uproarious applause of everyone watching and the huge gathered crowds of humans outside. You were then allowed to rest, heal up from your wounds, but much earlier than was usual, you were called to a party in your honour, so that you could be given...
Yeah, you made it earlier so we couldn't have a long rest. That's what it was.
So that you could be given freedom to pass or to travel throughout the entirety of the Empire, freedom from any random stopping by local officials, and documents confirming that any local official, government, sheriff had to help you in any way you asked. You were also given an incredible amount of money. The prince...
$1 million gold.
I found it quite credible.
The prince was called away on business, but had also confirmed that it was later on then in that party that evening that you were to be called to a private audience with him, where he would have a blood mage remove finally the curse on you that was allowing the Inquisition to track you. It was then that you were taken into a private room by some old friends, Father Natashar, Bastian and Stevan, and it was confirmed that tonight would be the night, that with the prisoners you were meant to save, safely locked away in the airship, tethered to the palace above, that airship was to be stolen. You elected to steal the second, smaller but faster one, at the same time, to create possibly a diversion. And with that plan in motion, you were then called to the private audience with the prince to have your curse removed. It was at the peak of the Crystal Palace, in the small throne room high above everyone else, you discovered the blood mage had been murdered. The prince was nowhere to be seen, and as the doors locked behind you, the Grand Inquisitor made himself known by falling into the centre of the spelled room.
Well, he takes full damage.
No, Featherfall.
No, it doesn't.
I would like everyone to please roll initiative.
You say he's got Featherfall?
You had it.
So you've taken that off your spell slots now, yeah?
Yeah.
You're not going to get away with that.
Wow, that's a lot of initiative.
Yeah, I'm actually quite impressed with mine.
No, I was being sarcastic.
Oh, I'm not.
I rolled a 6 and a 9. I roll with advantage. I got a 6 and a 9.
I rolled 18,
Nice.
so I got 20.
Okay. And Ace as well?
I have rolled aces, yes.
Okay. Excellent. So, I would like aces, please.
Ace rolled a 4.
4.
I did say it wasn't very good.
I beat that.
Dice?
Yeah, 9. No, that's not true. 11.
Oriana?
20.
Nice.
Yeah,
Quill.
I know what I'm doing.
Oh, Quill. You know, just a casual little 24.
Quill
Very
had,
nice.
yeah. I thought Quill hadn't made it up in the lift.
Okay. Then to kick off, top of the round, Quill.
Oh, what? No one got higher than a 24?
Murder him, Quill.
I haven't planned this turn.
One round this bitch.
Yeah, okay.
We can dream.
I'm gonna have to full screen the battle map so I can see what the fuck's going on. And
Yeah.
then I click on it and it just turns into a loading thing. Yeah. Let's see.
I say stab him.
I'm thinking stab him because I bet he's got all sorts of counterspelly bollocks going on. This guy seems like the kind of guy who counterspells like a healing word when someone's on death saves and that sort of shit. That's what this guy kind of seems like to me.
Like the kind of guy who might counterspell or revivify.
That kind of guy, yeah.
Yeah.
Guy.
A real low life.
I would like to activate the blade song. That would be my bonus action.
Of course.
I would like to spells. Let's open proceedings up with a nice casual little chromatic orb.
Chromatic orb?
Chromatic orb.
Cool. Go for it.
I will. Is he counterspelling?
Nope.
Because I won't roll the attack if he's going to counterspell.
Nope.
Okie dokie. That is a 26. Does a 26 hit the Grand Inquisitor?
A 26 does hit.
Okay.
It did better.
2, 3, 4. Oh no, D8s. I thought that said 8d6. It says 68. That's a lot. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
What kind of damage would you like to do?
That's a good question. What are my options? Let's say
You do radiant?
no, not with chromatic orb. Thunder.
Thunder. Okay.
I think I like thunder
Okay.
for this guy. So that's going to be 7, 9, 17, 22, 26, 27 points of thunder damage
Okay.
to elf fucker of mothers.
As the chromatic orb then leaves your hands, flies out and impacts the Grand Inquisitor, he is thrown back. But as the magic washes over him and you feel the reverberation, the sound of the thunderous explosion hit him, it suddenly becomes muted. And he quells and pushes the thunderous ball into himself. He is rocked and damaged, and you can see him breathing heavily, but not as damaged as you might have thought.
Did he cast absorb elements there?
He did not.
Okie dokie.
However,
Hey guys, not thunder damage.
as the thunder does strike him,
Right.
you do see any concentration he may have been holding on the illusion fall. And you finally see the Grand Inquisitor in all of his horrific glory. As the pink, healthy flesh that he shows the world melts away, and you can see the holes in his cheeks. You can see his back teeth gnash as he growls at you and hisses.
You see
One
what
eye.
I've been looking at for ages?
One eye sunken and desiccated in its socket, the other bright green. As it stares out at you, Quill. Is that the end of your turn?
Lovely. No, I
Okay.
would like to move.
Okay, where would you like to go?
I mean anywhere. let's go out to the side of the room. I'll go out to my right.
Okay.
I just feel like this guy might be some sort of magic user, and perhaps I don't want to be in any sort of areas of effect.
Yeah, spreading out's probably a good idea.
Take me 50 feet away, please.
He hasn't got his headphones on.
That's not far enough.
50 feet away.
Yeah, a little bit further than that. Yeah.
That is as far as you can go.
Yeah,
By
I'd
what?
like to continue northwards.
What, just behind him?
Yeah, like 2 steps further away from the camera.
Okay.
That's as far as I can go. This motherfucker doesn't know about Quill.
Okay. Yeah, it's quite a small room, as you realise how much danger you may be in. The room itself is 60 feet across.
Mm-hmm.
However,
I won't bother casting haste on myself then.
the roof and the spire above you, or the ceiling of the spire above you, comes to a point, maybe 150 feet up.
Mm-hmm.
And, okay. I wish this camera would sort itself out. There we go. Okay. Is that the end of your go?
Yes.
Okay. Oriana.
Well, let's see if we can find an element that does hurt him. I cast Chromatic Orb.
Cool. Go for it.
29 hit.
29 does hit.
Sweet. Am I allowed to know what his AC is yet?
Yeah,
Less
hitting.
than that.
His AC is 19.
Wow. So I'll try fire.
Okay.
Shock.
Go for it.
What have I done with all my d8s? I may have put all of my d8s away last week.
The D8s worked so hard last session, she retired them.
Just gave up. No more D8s needed.
Just need 3 of them. Oof. 19.
19?
Yeah.
19 points of fire damage.
Yes.
Okay. The
Jesus.
fire strikes then and envelops him as it also begins to ring you. And as you stare, you see some of the dry, desiccated flesh, and his robes begin to ignite. He screams in pain at you. This time, the damage is real.
Fire does it, bitches! This bitch flammable! Sweet. I'm gonna give bonus actions Bardic Inspiration to Ace.
Okay.
And I want to move around, so I'm sort of opposite Quill,
Okay.
but like back to the wall.
Oh, you think the Inquisitor's coming for your bum?
I don't
Yes.
know. And that's the end of my go.
Is that the end of your go?
Yeah.
At the end of your turn, then, still screaming, he opens his mouth wide, and like a snake unhinging his jaw, the desiccated flesh still barely holding his bottom jaw to the rest of him, extends and his jaw falls until his mouth is open about a foot. Out of his throat spews a dark green, sparkly energy, as if he has ingested powdered crystal. Because you have moved, you are unaffected. I'm gonna need Dice and Ace to roll a Constitution saving throw as they are hit by a 30-foot cone of gas.
Add 3 to your con save, Millie.
That's very, very helpful. 16.
That's what Ace is here for. Oof, 9.
Okay.
Yeah, Flash of Genius ain't gonna help with that, I'm sorry.
Any particular reason why? Oh no, never mind. I hadn't refreshed. There we go. It's all good. It's all good.
Okay.
Hey, wasn't fighting the Lord of Blades like a pretty big milestone in our journey?
Nice try.
Okay.
Good times.
So both of you failed.
Oh, okay. I could have used Flash of Genius to bump it up.
Okay.
Pom.
Both Ace and Dice take 15 points of poison damage, and you are poisoned for 1 minute.
Gross, disgusting, ew.
I've got resistance to poison from my braces infusion.
Okay, so you take 7 points of poison damage.
And doesn't Ace have resistance to poison as well?
Is this a spell or magic effect?
It
Fully
is
seems to be.
Yes.
Actually, sorry, it just says resistance to damage from spells. I'm guessing it's not exactly a spell.
It's not a spell, no.
RIP! In that case, no immunity, no defense. How many points of damage did you say?
Bear with me. I've got it on the sheet. It was 15.
50?
15.
And poisoned for 1 minute.
That's much better. You having it on the sheet doesn't help me because I don't want to refresh
Okay.
D&D Beyond every single fucking time.
Okay.
Ace takes damage because first, Ace takes damage a lot, and second, D&D Beyond is a flaky ass website and sometimes just decides it's going to die for a little while. So and they are poisoned, you say?
Poisoned for 1 minute.
That doesn't seem right.
That was their legendary action. The Grandmaster now breathes that poison back in. Looks around the room at everyone. Die!
No.
Throws his hands, and a huge burst of necrotic energy flies.
Spell?
Yep.
Counterspell?
Roll.
I will.
Me and you just gonna race to who can counterspell.
Wham! No. That's a 3 plus intelligence 7. So that doesn't do it.
Unfortunately, this time the counterspell does not come off. And as he enacts his Circle of Death spell, I am going to need everyone to roll me a Constitution saving throw.
+3 to yours again, Millie.
As a sphere of necrotic energy bursts out from him, and you see it extend. It hits all of the walls, enveloping you all. You see it extend 60 foot straight up.
Gross.
60 foot radius, man. This spell rocks.
24.
24, okay.
24.
12 for Ace.
Flash of Genius on Ace. I don't know if it'll help, but it's a +5.
So 17 for Ace and 13 for Quill, which I'm pretty sure is not going to save.
Dice?
24.
Okay, the DC is 20. Dice
Jesus
and
Christ.
Oriana save. Quill and Ace do not. Quill, Ace, you take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
That's too many dice.
8 damage. I'll take it.
86. You take 28 points of necrotic damage. Oriana, you take 14 points of necrotic damage. Dice, you take 7 points of necrotic damage. Would you like to use your absorption?
My absorption?
Have you read your tattoo?
No. Oh, I just healed 7 instead of taking 7 off. Hang on, I need to take 14 off now.
Can you read your tattoo in full for me, please? Out loud
yeah.
on the stream.
Yeah, sure. I know what's happening. fine. I can't. I've lost my tattoo. There it is. Oh, it's an absorbing tattoo. Yes, yes. It's been a long time since I had this done.
Mm-hmm.
The attunement's irrelevant. So, while the tattoo is on your skin, you have resistance to necrotic damage. When you take necrotic damage, you can use your reaction to gain immunity against that instant of the damage, and you regain a number of hit points equal to half the damage you would have taken. Once this reaction is used, it can't be used again until the next dawn. No, I'm going to wait till he hits me with something bigger.
Ooh.
Okay, cool. And that is the end of his go.
Probably a good thing, to be honest.
Dice.
Yeah, can I have a deck save from yon blokey bloke, please?
You absolutely can.
Kiva. Shh.
Okay, that is going to be it's going to be a 21.
How dexterous is this guy? Okay, he succeeds. That's a useless spell. Wonderful. In which case, all I can do is use my bonus action to gain temporary hit points. That's it.
Okay.
Not ideal. But what I will do is I'd like to step closer to him and step on his left-hand side, so I'm like right up close to him.
There.
Don't
dice,
touch
yeah.
him, you might catch something.
Oh, I'm fully not going to touch him. He's gross.
There,
That's
dice,
it. Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you.
Okay. Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, I've made it so Ace can flank, hopefully.
Okay. There we go. End of your turn then. Bear with me. There we go. I'm going to need a wisdom saving throw from everyone, please.
Now that I should be good at.
As he screams and you feel an icy fear grip all of your hearts.
Ace is probably going to be okay. That's a 27.
Mm-hmm.
20.
Mm-hmm.
18
Mm-hmm.
with Flash of Genius.
It's a big natural 14 for Quill.
Okay. Ace and Oriana, steel yourselves, and the fear washes away. Quill and Dice, you are frightened for 1 minute.
It's fine. I don't need to get any closer to him. I'm good.
You have disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while the source of your fear is within sight.
It's not great for Quill.
Disadvantage anyway.
Ace.
Yep. Good thing Ace saved. Ace is going to move around to stand opposite Dice from him. Thunderstrike time, motherfucker.
Yeah.
$20 to hit.
20 just hits.
Okie doke. Well, we're doing a second level smite.
Legendary actions have this guy taken so far?
Some.
Pretty much. They refresh every time it's their turn.
Smite. So we're looking at 2d8 for smite. Sorry, 3d8 for smite, 1d8 for improved smite, 1d8 for the weapon, 1d6 lightning damage.
Okay.
Oh, that's a lot of ones. Oh, but it's also a decent number of sixes. So we are looking at. So let's do the first d8 is bludgeoning, and that is a 1 plus 9, 10 bludgeoning damage, plus 1 lightning damage, plus 7, 13, 19, 27, 27 radiant damage.
27 radiant damage, okay.
Mhm.
This attack rocks the Grand Inquisitor to their core, and you see them whirl and glare at Ace, this time with a hint of fear on their face.
Oh, that's good news, because I'm going to hit him again.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah, that definitely hits. That's a 29.
Just to confirm, he took the lightning damage, yeah?
From what you could see, there was only 1 lightning damage, and there was a lot of radiant. You can't really determine.
It's the same. It's another 2nd level smite.
Okay.
So, weapon. 2, 3. Yeah. Okay. We have. Let's call that. That's 13 bludgeoning damage.
13.
13.
Yeah. Okay.
21 radiant damage. And 1 lightning again.
Okay. Again, the Grand Inquisitor screams in agony. Is that the end of Ace's turn?
Nope. As a bonus action, Ace will harness Divine Power, regaining one of those level 2 spell slots.
Cool. Okay.
And that's the end of Ace's turn.
Back to the top of the round. Quill.
Oh shit, hang on a tick.
Okay.
I just realised I wasn't rolling with advantage, so I thought I'd roll 2 more and see if either of them crit, but they did not. Quill, you say? Quilliam. Well. It's not the best day of Quill's life ever.
Nope. Cannot
How's
move
the
closer
flip?
and disadvantage on all attacks.
I'm familiar, thank you.
No worries, just for,
No,
it's
fine.
chat, you know.
Yeah, no, I get
Where
it.
is Dice stood? Because they're in between 2 squares on the map.
They're in that
That's
square.
what Fry does all the time.
That really helps.
He hates the squares.
Right. That's fine.
Well, I would like to. No, just let's not faff around. Disadvantage on attacks, yeah. Doing a 4th level. Chromatic orb again.
Okay.
Disadvantage this time. Well, I already don't hit. Yep, that's a 14 to hit.
Okay. The chromatic orb flies harmlessly over his head. What else would Quill like to try?
Not very much. That's all Quill's got.
Okay, at the end of your turn then, make me another wisdom saving throw.
Nope. Is the DC 20 on this?
It is.
I have to roll a 20. I have +0 to wisdom saves.
Okay. Oriana.
Chromatic orb.
Cool.
Nat 20.
Very nice.
Sweet.
That's what I need to not be afraid anymore.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're casting it at 5th level. Mm-hmm. Uh, 38 rolled. So it doubles?
Yeah.
Whatever double 38 is?
76. 76.
76
Yeah.
of fire damage.
Cool. Okay. So you engulf the Grandmaster in flame. All his
Grandmaster Flash?
Yes, sorry, the Grand Inquisitor in flame. As the flame then subsides and burns away, you can see his cloak is gone, his robes are gone.
Oh no, he's naked!
There is still some clothing on him, but the flesh you can see, he is so emaciated and thin. You can see parts of his spine poking out through the skin of his back. You can see a few ribs through holes in his chest. The burns are only making it worse. But he does then whirl on you. And is that the end of your go?
I'm going to give Bardic Inspiration to Quill.
Okay.
You get an extra d8 to your saving throw.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just going to sort of like avert my gaze from looking at him, like, oh!
Okay. I'm glad you said that. As you avert your gaze, Oriana, you turn back to the way you came in. And you see for a moment the door cracked open. And it is but a second, but it is as if time slows down for you. And you just clock the High Inquisitor standing at the slightly open door looking in, quickly scanning the room, seeing everyone standing there, looking at his master and the situation you're all in. And he smiles to himself slyly and closes the door.
Howard.
It is now the Grand Inquisitor's turn. He turns, looks around you all, rages, and his eye, the one good eye that is left, flares with energy. And from his hands, straight at Dice, comes green lightning bolts.
Counterspell.
Unlimited power.
Roll, please.
Nope. 7.
Okay, so I am going to need, as the first bolt hits Dice, the bolt then splits off. 1, 2, hang on. The bolt then splits off into 3 separate lightning bolts and flashes out to strike Quill, Ace, and Oriana. I'm going to need a dexterity saving throw from everybody.
20.
17.
From Quill.
20 from Quill. Dice? You might.
Don't I have disadvantage on the saving throw anyway?
No, it's only ability checks, not saving throws.
Well, it wouldn't have mattered. I failed regardless. I got an 11.
Okay, and Ace?
So Ace has, as a shield master, has a thing where they can add +2 to any dex save against a spell or other harmful effect that targets only you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this obviously is targeting a few people, but like this particular bolt is only targeting Ace. What do you think? I think targets only you is supposed to mean you can't use it against area effect.
Yes, I would rule that targets only you is negated by AoE, but this bolt, I would say, yeah.
It doesn't matter, I rolled an 11.
Okay. Resistance, though, because it's a spell, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. So, Quill was the only one who passed, yeah?
Mhm.
Okay, so
What was the DC to pass?
20.
20.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so Oriana, Dice, take 60 points of lightning damage.
Fucking Christ.
It's lightning damage, yeah?
It is lightning damage.
Okay. Well, I ain't got nothing against that.
Quill, you take 30, as
Sweet.
does Ace.
Ace is looking pretty rough, guys.
Yeah, so am I.
So sorry, Anna.
Hmm.
He's on a scale of about 7 out of 85.
Fucking hell.
I'm better than that.
Oh, hang on. No, you are right, AD. Thank you in the chat. I'll pause for this. Ace doesn't take any damage if you want to use your reaction.
Shieldmaster, Ace, can you...
If you are subjected to an effect that allows you to make a dex
Oh, it's a
saving throw.
deck save. Yep. Sorry, my bad. Ace is back to looking alright, guys.
Oh,
Thanks for some.
hang on.
They're look...
No. You can use your reaction to take no damage if you succeed on the saving throw.
Oh, there you go.
So it's still half. It's still 30.
So, that is the end of the Grandmaster's go.
Funkmaster flag.
The Grand Inquisitor's go, sorry. Dice.
Yeah, hi. I'm in a bit of a pickle, but I'm not really built for this. At all. Wrong kind of combat for me. Can I have another deck save from him?
Dex save?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, no problem. That is a 8.
That's better. Okay, that was Fairy Fire. We have advantage on attacks against him, which should negate some of the disadvantage we've got going on.
Melly, that's fucking hot.
Good. Cool. I'm glad we like that. That's what I was hoping for. And I'm going to use my bonus action to reactivate my defensive field and put my 12 temporary hit points back on.
Okay.
In the hope that I might live long enough to use them.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Ace.
Okay, bonus action.
Wait, hang on. Sorry, don't I get to roll against the fear?
Yeah.
I apologize.
Sorry,
Yes, you
sorry.
do.
And that's a
That's
wisdom save, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, wisdom save.
Come on. Okay, that's better. So that's 17. So that's 18. If I use Flash of Genius, that puts me on 20, 17, 18, 23.
And you are no longer frightened and are immune to it for 24 hours.
Good. Thank you. Running out of Genius. Yeah, carry on, sorry.
Bonus action, Ace will harness Divine Power and get back another second level spell slot.
Mm-hmm.
And then we attacked this bitch.
Cool, go for it.
2 attacks with advantage again. 20. Oh no, sorry, 22. So that's
As the hammer comes down, his hands fly up, and a magical force appears around him as he casts Shield.
Charlie, do you have a counter spell available?
Yeah, sure.
Thanks.
I can counter spell. Let me just find it so I remember what to do.
I don't think you have to do anything. Shield's like a first level spell.
It is just a first level spell.
It's kind of the perfect one to do. Really.
We need him to take this damage.
Okay, yeah, counter spell.
Cool. Thank you,
Do you,
baby.
need me to roll for it, or...?
No, you don't
No.
need to roll if it's
You
only a
just
first
cast
level.
it.
Okay.
Okay, so Ace does hit.
It is
Oh.
done.
It is done.
Yeah, I was more trying to find it to make sure I ticked it off. So I used the spell slot.
That's a sick, nasty hit.
Good.
Okay, we're looking at 9 bludgeoning damage. 3 lightning damage. And 16, 24, 27. 27 radiant damage. How much bludgeoning damage did I say?
9, I want to say.
No, it should have been 10.
Sorry, okay.
My bad.
No, you're good. That was great.
He's very quickly gone from looking hurt to messed up.
Here we go with the third one. The second one, rather.
Okay.
Oops, I didn't mean to click that.
That's a bad roll. That's a worse roll. 16 to hit.
16?
Is not going to hit.
Okay. Is that the end of Ace's go?
Has Ace still got Bardic Inspiration?
I don't think Ace had Bardic Inspiration. You gave it to Quill, didn't you?
I gave one to Ace at the start, and the second one went to Quill.
In that case, yes. We'll see if we hit. That's a 7. We hit.
Give me 2 seconds. Is the stream okay? It keeps refreshing for me on Twitch. Has everyone else got the full chat open?
No, the chat's fine. I'm
The
reading
chat's
it.
fine. I am... Okay, I've just sort of brought it up from being minimised and it was buffering, but it seems to be running fine now.
It's never stopped running fine for me. I've had it up in the corner.
No one said anything in chat.
Yeah, it's fine.
I think it's just you being weird. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. Here we go. This one is 14 bludgeoning damage.
14. Okay.
4 lightning damage.
Okay.
And 19 radiant damage.
Okay. Okay. Is that the end of Ace's turn?
We'll try shove. Why not?
Go
Give
for
him
it.
a shield master shove. So he needs to roll athletics or acrobatics and try to beat 25.
25.
Mhm.
Okay. That's a nat 20 for
Okay.
a total of 25.
That'll do it. I was going to try and shove him to the ground, but it's fine. He's already got fairy fire on him. It was really just to humiliate the fucker.
Okay.
I get that.
Quill.
Elenil Subtlequill of the Fragrant Peaks clan. Not having the best day of his life, will reach into his bag of holding, withdraw an ancient crumbling parchment once held by a beholder, unfurl the scroll, and use it to cast Arcane Hand.
Okay.
Which is the generic version of Bigby's hand.
Yes.
So a large hand of shimmering translucent force appears in an unoccupied space directly next to Ace there. And it will make an attack against the Inquisitor.
Cool.
Straight roll, I believe, on account of I'm afraid, but he's fairy fired.
Yes.
So 16 plus 11. This hand will hit.
Oh yeah.
So we are doing 24 force damage
24 force
to
damage.
your Inquisitor there.
Okay.
Mhm.
The hand rocks him. He steadies himself with the bones of one leg,
Ugh.
all of the flesh being ripped from it by the force of the blast from the hand. He is still standing.
Better than he's ever been. Quite a lot worse than he's usually been.
Oriana.
Accurate.
It's Quill and his wisdom saving throw.
Oh yeah, sorry.
No, I have not.
Quill.
And don't forget your bardic inspiration.
I will not forget that.
So nice.
I am not going to use that. Because I rolled a 5.
Ah, fair enough.
There's nothing your D8 could do to make a 5 a 20.
Sorry.
Don't you be sorry. I'm going to send this dice. I would be sending this dice to jail, but frankly, it's too pretty for jail.
Oh, isn't it the spell one?
It's betraying me today.
It happens.
Ori?
No jail, but it is going into timeout.
Who's going to mine?
And
Sorry. I don't think I have any bonus actions. No, indeed I don't. So, yeah, as far as I'm concerned.
Didn't bin the dice. Whose go is it?
Yours.
Oh, right. I might have a funny angle to him.
A funny angle?
Funny angle? He might be from a funny angle.
When you reverse, things come from behind you. Millie has not seen Snatch.
Neither have I only know that quote from you.
yes, I have. I'm just trying to work out why Bry's worried
right.
about the stream still. It's fine.
Right.
Right, the problem is with you.
I know, but if the problem is with me, I'm the one streaming it, so I'm just checking
The
to see
problem
if...
is with you watching the stream.
The rest of it seems fine.
This one's more likely to hit. And does cause more damage. So I'm going to chromatic orb him again. Is... Is AC 90? Yeah, it hits. It's 26.
Yeah, 26 hits.
Don't know why I had his AC as 20 in my head then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. $36 fire damage?
36 fire damage.
Yep.
Okay. Fire once more rips up his form. All that is left now, as the fire dissipates once more, is a skeleton with a glowing eye. And as you peer through his
He's not
ribs,
naked anymore.
as you peer through his ribs, you can see... In fact, everyone roll me a perception check.
Oh, 25!
Natural 20 for Ace.
Yeah.
12.
So, 24. can't see nothing.
Dyson
Neither does
Ace.
Ariana.
Dyson Ace, as you stare through or look at the skeleton
Make eye contact through the rib.
moving in front of you right now, you look into his ribs, and at first it looks as if beating there slowly is a crystal heart. A green crystal heart with the same sickly glow as you've seen many times before in many different places. But looking closer, as he moves now to take all of you in, you notice that it is not a crystal heart, it is the shadow of one, the illusion of one. If he had a heart, that's not where it is. And you see a tether of arcane energy flowing down out of his body into the ground and away. Is that the end of your go, Oriana?
I'm going to give another bardic inspiration to Quill.
I haven't used it. You can't give another one to me while I've still got it.
You can't double up, can you?
No.
I'll give one to Dice then.
Thanks.
Might as well give them out while I've got them.
Mhm.
Oh, shoot. Actually, I might have to not take that back. Sorry, Dice.
That's quite alright. I hadn't added it to anything anyway.
But what I am going to do is drink my health potion.
Okay.
I am not looking well. Yeah, I'll take my health potion. My dice, and that's the end of my go.
Okay. With the last of his strength, then, he begins to weave his hands in front of you, an arcane sigil forming in the air in the same sickly green energy that you see his heart comprised of.
Counter spell?
Roll, please.
Yeah, you definitely want to try and counter that if you can. I mean, obviously, what a stupid statement. It's not the Messiah, it's very naughty dice.
I don't understand how to roll counter spell.
You just roll and add your spellcasting ability, so your modifier, like charisma mod, and you're aiming to get 10 plus the spell's level. So if it's a level 9 spell, you're aiming for 20. You're aiming for a 19, and if it's a level 5.
So whatever I roll, add my charisma, which is +6. 15 plus 6, 21.
That's gonna dispel. That's gonna counter any spell in the game.
That sure is good.
As everyone in the room starts to feel their breath become sluggish and starts to watch as time around them slows to a stop, Oriana, with a clutch counterspell, manages to stop his level 9 time stop spell.
No.
That's very good. That's a very important roll.
Dice, what would you like to do?
Panic gently? No, that seems right.
Panic violently, please.
I'm going to panic violently. Yeah, okay. Can I have a Constitution saving throw, please?
Con save?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
I know thunder doesn't work very well and I'm in Guardian armor, so I'm trying to think outside the box.
Okay. 29.
So his Constitution's very good, I see. In which case this does nothing, and we move.
Okay.
Fine. I don't have any bonus actions. This is just very, very irritating to me. Well, I do, but I'm already using it. That's it. That's all I can do.
Okay.
No, I just panicked. I didn't panic violently. Sorry, Greg.
Okay.
It's alright.
Ace.
Ace is gonna hit him with the hammer. That hits. We're down to level 1 smites now, though. Which is one of those. One of those.
I'm up to 37 on my health now.
One of those.
Not looking as sick.
And that. One of them missed the dice tray.
Naughty dice.
Indeed. Isn't that the studio that made Crash Bandicoot?
No, it's the studio dice is opening after all of this.
So we made that is a 15 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
A 1 lightning damage.
Okay.
And 20 radiant damage.
Okay.
I rolled more radiant damage on that first level smite than on the last second level.
Okay. As the hammer strikes, it crumbles. First his collarbone, then his ribs, and almost in slow motion you see the hammer pass straight through his chest cavity, straight through the illusion of the heart. There is, as the bones begin to fall, an explosion of green energy. I am going to need everyone to make me a wisdom save. You need a natural 20 to pass.
Well, that seems unlikely. I rolled a 17. It's my best one
Don't
today.
let me down. Don't let me down, bitch. You've done it once tonight. Not that close. So fucking.
When you say you need a natural 20 to pass, like, what is it, like it's a DC 30 or something?
Yeah. We'll say that.
Okay, only because Ace rolled a 24, which would be higher than a natural 20 for Quill. Anyway, neither of them passed.
Yeah, I got 19 plus 2 would be 21.
Okay.
I could get mine to 23. Does that count?
The green energy then fills your eyes for a moment.
Wait,
And as...
I still have another counter spell.
It's not a spell.
It's not a spell.
Fuck.
So the green energy fills your eyes for a moment, and for a moment all are blinded and deafened. You cannot hear your friends. You cannot see anything apart from the sickly green energy, which fills you all with dread. It is, after a moment, a very long moment, time almost loses all meaning, until, quietly at first, but growing louder, you begin to hear a raspy, horrific breathing. At first, all of you believe that breathing to be coming from inside yourselves, until the deafness passes, and so does the blindness, and before you, you see you have not left the room, but you are all frozen in place, paralyzed, unable to speak, able to do nothing more than breathe and move your eyes. The Grand Inquisitor is gone. Not even the bones remain on the floor below where he stood. Instead, standing over now, the hammer, which with such force struck straight through the Inquisitor and smashed into the pedestal he was standing on, there now stands a dark figure. And it is dark. As you look, you almost see as if you feel as if you are staring into the void. The silhouette in front of you does not exist in the material plane. It is like a rent in reality. But what you do sense is that that rent in reality, that void, that abyss, is now looking at each and every one of you. So, I told my vassal to ignore you, as it would not help my plans for your plane and the others.
Sorry, Bri, are we able to speak?
Nope.
Sorry to interrupt.
That's okay. This advice he ignored, and in doing so allowed you to interfere and once more delay my plans. The plan. Destiny, fate, call it what you will. These words are meaningless for one as eternal as I. Why is it, though, in all this time, all of my machinations, all of my endeavors, there have never been any quite like you? You appear at the end of plans, fouling their result. You appear at the beginning of them, stopping them from ever bearing fruit. Why you? You. And you feel the dark figure glide until it's almost touching dice, and dice, even though you cannot feel anything else, your body starts to freeze, as if the life is being slowly sucked from you. You are becoming a statue. You, the builder. Word meaningless to you, but I had thought never to see your like when that prophecy was uttered. You. It turns and glides towards Ace. The divine, the blessed. Many have sought your innocence, your faith, but none do so with such naive blindness. You. Instead of gliding, the darkness instantly appears in front of you, Quill, and you start to feel almost as if the hairs on your body are beginning to fall out, as your skin starts to itch and decay. You, the bard, the scholar, the historian. What knowledge did you seek that brought you here? And you. And it glides very slowly, almost sensuously through the air, over to Oriana. The heart, the passion, the will to live and love. You are half a person, half a life. What makes you struggle so? The darkness returns to the center of the room, and you start to feel the light and all of the crystal go out as the shadow begins to grow. Everyone roll me a perception check.
I'm distracted. 8.
22 for Quill.
18.
18 for Ace.
Okay. Quill. Out of the corner of your eye, through the door opposite the one you came through, you see another shadow. This one, though, is not terrifying. It's small, fleeting, as something ducks behind the throne. And you see just the wisp of a familiar cloak or coat tail as it's tucked behind the throne, bearing the colours of the royal family of the Empire.
I can't move though.
No. I suppose then that these questions will forever go unanswered, because you have vexed my plans for the last time. I am the one that came before. I am the thing that was thrust out when chaos created life. I am the reason monsters fear the dark in which they dwell. And I will see this world end. As the shadow raises its arms, dark tendrils of energy start to wrap around you all, and you start to freeze. As darkness envelops your sight and vision, you see a light. It is a pure white light. And as the corona of it dissipates and it solidifies and you see the source of the light, you see a blade. Small, a stiletto dagger, held in the hand of the prince, or the abdicated prince, your friend, as he rushes out from behind the throne and strikes the shadow in front of you. The shadow does not react with sound. There's no scream of pain, but almost immediately the shadow, tendrils wrapped around you, disappear in a burst or a puff or a flash of light. You can breathe again. You can move again. You're in the room. The shadow is gone, and the prince is there.
And you're back in the room. Hi, what did you just do?
The prince kind of looks at you. I did nothing. There was something trying to kill you, a shadow, and I stabbed it.
It appeared after we killed the Grand Inquisitor.
It was the nothing. That was the nothing, right? Like it was
That was
definitely
fully
the nothing.
the nothing. Yeah.
It's definitely the nothing.
It was. Isn't he supposed to be west of Avalon?
That's probably when he chills out mostly.
The nothing.
Your Highness, what's west of Avalon?
There is nothing west of Babylon.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
Well,
it doesn't work on
apparently
him.
he
He
was
said,
just here.
no, we did this to the prince before, Bri. That's an inconsistency. We did it to the prince before and he didn't say it. Because he didn't go through the ritual.
Maybe he was just answering our question.
He was
Maybe.
literally just answering your question. I was about to say it wasn't in the. Sorry. As the way he says it. Sorry if I describe it. The way he says it is not in the robotic monotone fashion that you've become used to from everyone else you ask that question. It's a lot more natural, as if he's just confirming that he does not know.
Well, what you've just said is correct. There is nothing west of Avalon.
Or rather, the
Although-
nothing.
He was just here, though.
As you
It was just here.
breathe easier now and tend or begin to really feel your wounds, you see the prince in front of you. He has a gash to the side of his head, which is bleeding freely down his cheek. One of his other one of his cheeks is heavily bruised. He has a small bloody wound at his side, which is bleeding through his shirt. And you can see as well that unless the thing he just stabbed is bleeding, or could bleed, his stiletto dagger is covered in blood.
Your Highness, I have a question.
Oui, I have a lot of questions myself.
What happened to you?
The urgent business I was called away from the party on earlier appeared to be two of my guards charmed into taking me to the catacombs below, and some inquisitors were waiting for me.
Pretty similar to what happened to us.
I knew it. I knew I shouldn't have let you go. There was something really suspicious about that. I'm so sorry. I should not have let you leave.
We shouldn't let him run off around on his own like that.
Not to toot my own trumpet, but they should have probably sent more than 6.
Yeah, they're constantly underestimating you.
Is there any remains of the Grand Inquisitor in the centre of the room?
The Grand Inquisitor?
Mm.
There is a pile of ash and bones on the floor, topping which is a skull.
Can I take the skull?
You can.
Sweet.
I'm not putting that in my bag, Oriana.
No, I'm carrying it.
But I ask, who was this?
Grand Inquisitor.
Yeah.
The Grand Inquisitor?
Mm-hmm. We were brought here by some guards. Said that we were going to be meeting with you.
To have the blood test taken off.
The headless elf over there was already headless. And the Grand Inquisitor showed up.
He kneels down next to the elf, touches his chest and says a short prayer. He was an old friend of the family. Unfortunately, the only blood mage I knew who was not in the employ of the Inquisition.
That's all right. We're used to it. I am sorry for the loss of your family friend. The Grand Inquisitor, you should know, when he decided he was going to fight us, he said he was doing it against his master's wishes.
And his master, who was just here, also confirmed that.
Mm-hmm.
The Shadow Thing was the master, which means in charge of most of the Inquisition. All of it, I would think.
He's probably their patron.
So his master's wishes were to not kill you, or not to take over the kingdom?
He wishes to destroy the world. He wanted us to be left alone so that we wouldn't become more involved.
Although why he thought that would work, I have no idea.
The guards who brought you, they did not follow?
No, they closed the door and left.
They led us to the magic lift thing and then...
So there is no one who knew you were up here with the Grand Inquisitor. We have time.
The High Inquisitor knows we were up here.
You what?
Oh, he stuck his head in the door earlier, watched us absolutely massacre his master, and then left. He seemed pretty pleased about it.
Well, that's creepy. Your Highness, I need to get to the catacombs.
You feel a warmth in your pocket, Dice.
Oh no, you've pissed yourself.
I was going to say, oh no. I reach into my pocket.
The sending stone given to you earlier by Natasha is warm in your hand.
Hello? I don't know what to do with it. I've never been on this receiving end.
How is your evening progressing? You hear the voice of Father in your head.
We killed the Grand Inquisitor. I'm trying to get down into the catacombs now in order to try and free Marcus. We're working on it.
Very funny, but in all honesty, I was just inquiring when you were going to make your big distraction so we could take the airship.
Oriana, do you have any sending left? Oh no, wait. Can I respond again, Bri? Is it a special sending stone? Okay, fine.
Sorry, when I gave you the sending stone, I did confirm. You can basically use it to talk to each other as if you were talking on a walkie-talkie.
Oh, mine's not better.
Constantly.
Fuck. I need to make a better one. No, I'm quite serious. We just killed the Grand Inquisitor. We're here with the Prince. We're going to go down to the catacombs now, try and free Marcus, and then somehow do another distraction. I don't really know where we go from here. But that happened.
Where do we go from here?
The only response on the sending stone is silence. Until you did what? You've killed the Grand Inquisitor.
He started it.
He was kind of a pussy.
He really wasn't a pussy.
We need to move
Easy.
now.
I know we need to move now, but I still need to get to the catacombs to try and free Marcus.
I've just seen the High Inquisitor.
Marcus is free.
I've just seen the High Inquisitor rush through the party into the outside. Was that to do with you?
No, but that may have been... If the power stopped when the Grand Inquisitor died, Marcus may be free, and it could have been him.
I got the impression from the brief exposure I had to Marcus that if the cell is powered down, he probably doesn't need our help from that point.
That's true. Hey, Your Highness, do you...
I can...
You have to stay, right?
I can get you to the catacombs quickly, if you wish, to check.
Ori, do you still have sending? That's all.
I can do one.
All we need to know is if Marcus is free, and then we can blow this popsicle stand.
What's a popsicle?
Okay.
A popsicle?
I will do ascending to Marcus. Grand Inquisitor dead. Are you safe, free, away?
Be honest.
It takes a moment, but there does seem to be, and you feel it as the spell leaves you and dissipates out into the ether, some resistance. You get spell up.
Spell's still up.
Weakened.
Okay, so he's still trapped, but it's weaker.
Then get me there as fast as you can, because we need to leave. If that's okay, Your Highness. I'm sorry to be demanding. That seems very rude, actually, on reflection.
No, it is... if the Inquisition is making their play for Paras tonight, perhaps they will be distracted by the fact that the Grand Inquisitor has been killed. But if you leave now, the Inquisition will never stop hunting you. You will need to get your curse removed somewhere else.
We are aware that there is a blood mage in Greater. We have been told that could be a good place to go. And if we take both airships, it's going to take them time. Oh yeah, we're stealing both airships. I'm really sorry about this. We don't want to steal both airships. We certainly don't want to steal your brother's birthday present.
Yeah, we do.
I do want to do both of those things.
You have just murdered what I have recently discovered is the greatest opponent to peace and progress in the entire empire.
The High Inquisitor is worse.
Massively.
Don't let him con you. He is far more dangerous.
Then I had hoped that I could possibly come with you on the grand adventure that you are going to go on. Unfortunately, if you have killed one only to leave a greater threat in his place, I fear I must stay and look after my people.
Try not to get yourself killed.
They'll probably follow us, if that helps.
I mean, they've already attacked you.
Oui. But if they follow, and I make a very public announcement that these injuries were you. Perhaps the High Inquisitor will at least believe for a short time that I am on his side, and if he takes all of the Inquisitors with him to hunt you down, I perhaps will be able to secure our Paras against their return.
How good are you at keeping the Inquisitor out of your head? Because he'll know if you're lying.
The Inquisitor, the Grand Inquisitor and the High Inquisitor have mentioned many times that I am incredibly difficult to read. The Grand Inquisitor mentioned it was something to do with my lack of magic.
It would give you an opportunity to recondition your brother, too.
I will at least make the attempt. You have... I would wish that you were all celebrated as heroes of the Empire, as you should be.
That isn't likely.
I regret that you must be fugitives once more.
Oh, heck.
It's kind of our thing.
It's all
Also-
we've known.
I think we are going to probably head for Gracia at the moment, and we would probably be better protected there, I think.
I will endeavor to make your travels slightly easier. It is, of course, a royal responsibility to send out word of what is happening in the Empire to the four corners of it. The news of your betrayal could perhaps be delayed, so that the letter confirming all officials and sheriffs in the Empire must help you would still be of some worth, oui?
That would be great.
Fantastic.
The postal service, it is very slow, no?
So slow. Could you get a message to Dom for me from Apolloteus' gladiatorial academy?
I will have them pack up and leave as soon as possible.
They're going to be in danger, I think. And tell them to take the gargoyles on the roof with them. So travel at night.
Take the... What?
Don't know what we mean.
They'll know.
They'll understand. The gargoyles on the roof.
Oui. Come. And he ushers you all out through the door he entered through. There is a much smaller balcony this time. It is much more opulent than the one you stepped onto, but as you stare down, there is just a long, long, dark tunnel, hundreds of feet, straight towards the floor. This is the private elevator of the royal family and officials. It will take you straight to the catacombs.
Thank you.
It will also, and he points up, and you see another platform just above you. It will also take you back up to the airships. Your friends you were talking to,
Yes?
they will be joining you.
After a fashion. They're stealing the other airship.
The only way up is the way you can, the only way accessible to them anyway. So I will remain for a moment.
If you say, they'll probably accept it. It'll be fine. Don't let them kill you.
I can stay here.
If you want to.
I'm entirely useless at the moment, so...
Okay, that makes sense.
I'm coming.
Thank you. Okay, I'm just going to run off down the stairs.
You mean jump off the balcony into the elevator?
Sure, that too. Yep.
Okay. Quill, you're going as well? Ace?
Yeah, of course. Ace will stay with Ariana, I think.
Okay, cool.
Is there any guards on the airships at the moment?
As you ask this question as your two friends drop out of sight and start to descend quickly, but not, terminal velocity. The prince, no, all of the guards are downstairs. The gnomes are, they are locked aboard, but no, there should be no guards above.
Okay. Just wondering if it's an idea for us to head straight to the airship and get it ready to go as soon as everyone's on board.
I should probably wait until your friends from below come back and show you how to get to the airship, and then perhaps go down and return to my party. Oui?
Yes.
Ari, you should fly and get your horse and fly back on it. As I disappear off the balcony.
Nope.
Hi.
No, I'll wait here. I forgot what I was going to say now. Oh, Dice mentioned something to me after a conversation she had with you.
Oui?
My only advice is if you feel that way, you should tell him.
Oriana, really? Is this the time to be talking about this?
I might not ever see you again, so yes. It's sort of my thing.
You make a good and valid point. I suppose with all of the change coming in the Empire, we could perhaps make the idea of a royal and a commoner more acceptable. Oui?
Yeah. If it's what you want and it'll make you happy, both of you, who gives a shit, do it.
Or of course, if the Empire falls apart, then we could just take a walk on the open road, oui?
Yes.
I would wonder perhaps if he would come with me.
He would.
Has he said something?
I get a feeling.
And you see him kind of blush a little, as if he wants to have a proper little gossip. A kind of like, this is not the moment to sit down, but he would love to be sitting with you having a drink and gossiping right now. But he does push it down. The blush leaves his face, and once again, the kind of paleness takes over as the shock of everything that's about to happen to his world takes root.
No hesitation. Tell him how you feel before it's too late.
I think I have some other things to do, but I will try and fit it in.
Make it a priority.
You hear a knock on the door, the ones that you originally entered the room from. And as the door pushes open, bowing, heads lowered, dressed once more and looking as if the most nondescript servants you've ever seen, you notice Oriana, Natasha, Father, Bastian, and Stefan walk into the room.
Just in time. How are you flying an airship?
Father kind of looks at you, glances at the prince.
Come on.
I am not here. I am not here.
Oh, ignore him.
I have not seen anything. And the prince just acts very like la la la, just looking at the ceiling. And you see immediately Father, Natasha, Stefan, Bastian, they all stand their full height. And even the prince then can't hide his shock at the difference that comes over them as he suddenly is looking up at Stefan. It's like, okay.
This is Natasha, Bastian, and Daddy.
And Stefan.
And Stefan. Is it Stefan, not Bastion?
Bastian and Steven.
Bastion and Stefan.
Bastian and Steven nod. Father smiles at you, mainly Oriana, with a kind of look of wonder on his face, and is like, okay, we're going to have a conversation about how you pulled this off, but okay. And that the Shah just kind of walks forward, looks the prince up and down, smiles. Здравствуйте. It is a pleasure to meet you, Your Grace. So, airship.
Yes. Come fly with me, and I'll head over to the to the lift.
As this is happening then,
Yep.
Dice and Quill.
Mm-hmm.
It is a short drop as you accelerate. But as you see a light at the end of the tunnel, you start to slow comfortably until eventually, right at the bottom, you land on the marble circle ringed in gold. And you notice the open door. Outside the open door, you can see the bodies of 2 Royal Guard and 6 Inquisitors. You are in the catacombs.
Can I hear anyone around?
Roll me a perception check.
Oh, those have gone really well for me tonight.
You got a 25 earlier on.
Do you want
Yeah,
to go fast or stealthy?
Fast. Depending. 15.
15? Okay. You listen for a moment then. And as far as your hearing can reach, there appears to be nothing.
What would you do? Do you want to go slowly?
Brian, how far is it from us, roughly?
Roll me an investigation check with advantage, because you've been down into the catacombs before.
24.
Okay. In front of you, there is an incredibly long corridor with standard at regular intervals offshoots to the left, to the right. It's so familiar to you, you almost mistake it for the corridor you've been in before. But the decoration is slightly different. The walls are cleaner, the sconces are newer. And since you've only been here very recently, you don't think they would have had the time to replace all of the sconces you passed previously, but it's almost exactly the same until you look right at the far end of the corridor and realize that there's a main left turn instead of a main right turn. It would appear you are on the more oft used by royalty opposite side of the catacombs. But considering the prisons were just off the center, you could probably get there quite quickly. It wouldn't take you long. Maybe if you were being quick, 2 minutes. If you were being stealthy, 5.
You're the better judge, having been here before.
Let's go. Let's go quick.
Okay. So I'm going to try not to walk into any like loose rocks or anything, but yeah.
Okay. As you make your way through then.
I'll cast Long Strider on Dice.
Okay.
Ooh.
So it just gives you an extra plus 10, so your speed should be the same as mine.
Okay.
It is.
As you both then rush through the catacombs, the sounds you hear are from staff. They're from servants taking platters of food, more drinks upstairs. They make enough noise that you can comfortably dodge out of the way and wait until they pass without them ever having known you were there. They're not being stealthy while you're still... Well, not being stealthy, you're still alert to their presence. It is as you get to what you believe is probably the center of the catacombs, and you take that main right turn. Quill.
Mm-hmm.
You are jarred out of walking, almost to the point where you stop. There is a flash of memory. The path in front of you, while wrong, because it veers off to the left, not the right, as you remember it. You suddenly know where you are. You know where you're going. You've been here before. Not physically, but you followed Sir Kai to this place. And you hear, or begin to hear, a rhythmic thumping. As you turn a corner left, there is a locked gate, and beyond it, a long corridor, a door of which is open to the left, out of which pulses a sickly green light.
Do I know the way to the cells well enough that I can give dice directions?
You would assume that given the layout of the catacombs, the way to the cells is straight through this lock gate and through probably what is going to be a locked gate on the other end of this corridor.
Checking for traps.
Okay, check for traps.
Investigation.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 13.
13. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at the lock, it seems of simple construction. Any trap that is going to be there probably is not mechanical in nature. It would be spell. But there's nothing you can see.
Do I step away from this gate with me?
Happily, and I'll back up.
I will use Mage Hand to attempt to pick the lock.
Okay. And cool. Roll for me.
21.
Yeah. The lock opens easily. This is oiled, and even as the lock opens and the gate begins to swing, there is almost no sound from it. Not like many of the other doors that you've heard all of the servants open that creak loudly as they do so. This is a well-maintained gate.
Just a heads up. I don't know what we're about to see through here.
Well,
My last vision of Sakai was approaching this section.
you said that it looked like the power for the cell was linked to Marcus's life force, but the Grand Inquisitor also had a tendril from his heart going down through the floor that probably led to that glowing space. I think we have to look.
Agreed.
Okay.
As you make your way around the bend, this corridor is not straight, it is circular, almost as if the room in the centre of the catacombs is circular in nature itself. And as you round the bend, you do see the archway, it begins to glow brighter. And you remember the memory of Sir Kai walking ahead of you, turning to look through the door, being frozen still, and you yourself not being able to round that corner and see what he saw. And as you stop just at the edge of the light, wary of what you might see, do you both look?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All of the corridors in the catacombs so far have been, not crudely, but well-wrought stone, the old catacombs of whatever castle the Crystal Palace was grown up around. As you stare inside this room, there is no stone visible. The floor is crystal. The walls are crystal. Inside, a huge pedestal grows straight up through the center of perfect glass-like green crystal, reflecting all facets of the room 1 trillion times. Floating above the pedestal, maybe 15 feet off the floor, is a human-size green crystal heart. Dice, it is the exact heart you saw beating in the chest of the Grand Inquisitor.
I explained that to Quill.
After the heart, you also then notice some of the crystal is moving. And once your eyes adjust to the different facets reflecting off each other, you realize that tending the room are two huge crystal guardians. They are golems. They are 15 feet tall. What they appear to be doing is waiting for the heart to beat, and every time it does, it sends energy down into the crystal below. The crystal pedestal tries to grow, but the guardians hold out their hands and almost without touching, with force of will, force the crystal to remain the same. In doing so, you can almost feel the energy or the growth of crystal be pushed out, down, and away. Roll me an Arcana check, if you want to, both of you.
Absolutely, I do.
17.
Arcana,
Yeah.
27.
Okay. Both of you then get the sense that the energy flows out, down, and away, under your feet, out, growing in power, growing in strength, growing more crystal. You get the sense, at least you do, Dice, that somewhere along the line, maybe hours, maybe days from now, the pulse of this growth will end somewhere in Porthtal, as the huge crystal spire you saw beneath the mining town in the caves grows and inches larger with every beat of this heart. You imagine a spider web of crystals growing across the empire and across the world, absorbing life energy. And as you look back up at the pedestal, you see dark green energy start to pulse back up it, almost in rivers, like blood flow through arteries, and you see it drip up into the heart. And the heart begins to glow, and as it does so, you finally notice behind a crystal portal, very similar to the circular portals you've seen previously, all made of stone. This one seems to have grown, and each time the heart pulses, energy is put through the portal into a black void of nothing.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Is this... You said that they saw like a tendril going through the Grand Inquisitor's heart. Was it pointing down towards this?
Yes.
You would say then, Dice, I suppose. Yeah, but in your mind, you were in the central spire of the Crystal Palace, which, and you are very good at maps, you are very good at distances, would probably be hundreds of feet directly above that heart.
Yeah. So yes. The crystal golems, have they noticed us looking around the door at all? Are they looking up or...
They are paying attention to nothing but the heart in the center.
Go to...
Roll me another perception check, both of you.
8.
8.
Okay. What were you going to say?
Guys, go to Marcus. Go to Marcus's cell.
Okay.
Be ready to act quickly. I'm about to try something very stupid, and we might need to run very fast.
Okay, but please don't die. Okay? Try not to die.
It's me.
That's less comforting than you might think. I'll go out, Rich, and go to the other gate, and I'll lockpick it.
Okay. So you get to the other gate, same place, just a mirror, and roll for lockpicking, please.
I can't remember how, because I don't do it very often. What do I add to it?
Dexterity plus your proficiency, but obviously doubled for you because you're proficient with tools.
Yeah. So 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21.
Easily again, the lock turns, well oiled, well maintained. The door opens with no sound.
And I will attempt to go and locate Marcus's cell.
You rush through the corridors. There are fewer servants wandering these corridors. It seems like the kitchens and the wine cellar is on the opposite side. So you don't need to hide as often. But you eventually, following Quill's directions, do round a corner and you begin to see cells, and you do see the glowing green energy at the end.
Okay. I will walk up to the cell. Can I see anyone around paying attention? Any guards? Anything?
There's no one in there.
Perfect. I'll walk up to the cell.
You see Marcus chained, head hung, and as he hears your approach, he kind of looks up.
Okay.
Well, and you a sight for sore eyes. How does it feel to be home, I suppose? Or the home of your parents and their parents, anyway?
It's been nice, apart from people keep trying to kill me. But you must be used to that. Sorry. And very briefly, we were champions today. Champions of Paras. And as of about 10 minutes' time, we will be fugitives again who have stolen 2 airships and killed the Grand Inquisitor and stolen all the prisoners.
Hey, bro, let me know when I judge that Dice would definitely have got to Marcus's cell by now.
Okay. In a moment, as Marcus looks at you, Dice, why are you here? I told you to leave.
Yes?
They can't kill me, so...
So we'll just leave you hanging around in here then? Oh, I've gone Welsh. Whoops.
I would get out eventually.
Possibly. Or maybe you would die. Eventually. Probably not, actually, knowing you.
As this conversation is happening, then, Quill, you are watching. The golems are moving. You've kept an eye on the corridor behind you. It doesn't appear as if any servants come this way, as if they're not allowed to. So you are undisturbed from behind. The Crystal Guardians pay absolutely no attention to your presence. Roll me a perception check, as you've been there for a while studying the room.
21.
That's better than 8.
As you are studying the room, then, your eyes keep being drawn to the crystal heart. And you start to notice flaws, whereas every other crystal in the room is flawless, wonderfully faceted. The crystal heart is cracked. And as it spins slowly, hovering in the air there, you see... If you weren't... You might be wrong, but it looks as if it's been hit really hard by a hammer. And there are spiderweb cracks running the length of the heart. And as you look closer to see how much damage it's done, you see a face in the heart screaming, though no sound emits. You see the face enveloped in a gaseous green cloud before it comes again and it screams. At some points the face is healthy, at others you recognize the flayed skin, the holes in the cheeks, the tendons barely holding the bottom jaw on, the glowing green eye and the desiccated left eye. You are seeing what appears to be the image of the Grand Inquisitor, screaming impotently at his cage. What are you going to try, Quill?
How often does the heart beat?
Slower than a regular heartbeat. It's maybe once every 10 seconds.
Okay, then hopefully this will do the job. I'm going to cast Otaluke's Resilient Sphere around the heart.
Okay.
Let me read to you what I consider to be an important section of Otaluke's Resilient Sphere.
Read the entire thing. I think I'm going to need the entire thing for this, please.
Okay. A sphere of shimmering force encloses a creature or object of a large size or smaller within range. An unwilling creature must make a dexterity saving throw. I assume that the heart isn't sort of sentient enough to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing it as an object. On a failed save, the creature is enclosed for the duration. Duration is concentration up to 1 minute.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing, not physical objects, energy, or other spell effects, can pass through the barrier, in or out, though a creature in the sphere can breathe there. The sphere is immune to all damage, and a creature or object inside can't be damaged by attacks or effects originating from outside, nor can a creature inside the sphere damage anything outside it. The sphere is weightless and just large enough to contain the creature or object inside. An enclosed creature can use its action to push against the sphere's walls and thus roll the sphere at up to half the creature's speed. Similarly, the globe can be picked up and moved by other creatures. A disintegrate spell targeting the globe destroys it without harming anything inside it.
Okay. Is it see-through?
It says a sphere of shimmering force.
Okay, cool. So yeah, all right. I'll say that you can see through it. That's fine.
What do I see?
So you cast it, yeah?
Oh yeah.
Okay. You do then see immediately a sphere of shimmering force appear in midair with the heart at its center. As it does so, the sphere begins to wobble, as if it is being held aloft by the same magical energy that was holding the heart in place. However, because of its size, because of its shape, the energy is not calibrated for it, and the wobble gets worse and worse. And the sphere tips to one side. It falls, striking the ground, and you see the heart taken with it. And as the sphere strikes the ground, so does the heart, and there is an explosion of green energy. I would like you to make me a dexterity saving throw, please.
It's contained within the sphere. Energy can't pass out.
Oh
Through
yes,
the sphere.
sorry, I apologize. Yeah. Okay, there is an explosion of green energy inside the ball. The ball moves and rages and wobbles and rolls, but eventually comes to rest. And you see the heart begin to disintegrate into dust. While this was happening, the golems began to rage and stomp and reach for the sphere, but they were too slow to catch it. As it now comes to a rest, and the heart is no more, you start to feel a rumble beneath your feet. You start to feel a rumble in the walls around you. The golems start to shake and break and crumble. All of the crystal in the room turns opaque and starts to lighten from green to marble white to cream. The shaking in the palace continues. Dice.
Yeah, hi.
You find out what happens when we come back after break.
I thought you were going to do that, but just look, because the dog needs a wee.
Yes. It's 9 o'clock. Okay, so yes,
What
it's
have
9
you
o'clock.
done?
We'll be
I knew
back.
this was a stupid idea.
We will be back in 10-15 minutes. Don't go anywhere if you also want to find out what Quill has just done. Yes, so we'll see you in a bit. Bye.
Bye.
Hello, welcome back to episode 82 of the Chronicles of Nidum,
Sing it again.
run by us, Dice Beholder, and streamed on the ever-accommodating Heavyweight Gaming. Heavyweight RPG. Not Heavyweight Gaming anymore.
No, we don't talk about that channel.
Heavyweight RPG.
Heavyweight RPG.
But yes, where we left off, Quill had just had
me right now.
an idea, and Dice.
Yeah, he's had his first thought of his entire life.
Dice.
I'm scared.
You feel,
I'm not that scared.
You feel the ground below you begin to rumble. As it begins to shake, you see dust begin to fall from the cracks of the stone roof above you. And you see cracks start to run up the stones surrounding the doorway into Marcus's cell.
Just 1 second, I just want everyone to appreciate how it would feel if you'd left your friend alone in a room with a powerful artifact. They told you they were going to try something stupid, and then an earthquake happened.
What's happening to the green energy?
As the cracks run up the stones surrounding his cell, the green energy begins to flicker. As it does so does the green energy that surrounds the bindings, the chains that hold him to the ceiling. Eventually, after a few seconds, the energy fails. It just disappears entirely, and the chains break, and he falls, weakened, to the ground before you.
Great. I'd like to use my thunder gauntlets to punch the cracking door frame. Twice.
Okay.
We gotta leave.
Roll to... There's no door. The energy barrier is gone.
Oh, well, then why would I bother?
Yeah.
Okay. In which case, I'll go... Marcus, I think Quill has done something... I don't know what something they've done yet. But we gotta go, I think. Like, right now.
I will only slow you down. I'm gonna need
Shut up, you dickhead! And I'm gonna grab him and start dragging him down the corridor.
Okay. Make me a strength check with advantage.
Yeah, fine. Strength check with advantage. I mean, he's not that big. Yeah, it's really good. 18. 18. I don't have plus to strength. Thanks for the advantage.
In your haste to leave, filled with adrenaline, not knowing what your friend has just done and why the rumbling continues, you manage to hoist Marcus up, and with his help, even in his weakened condition, you do manage to quickly make your exit back the way you came.
Do I go past the room where
Yes.
Quill is?
You make your way back to the gate you opened. You find Quill standing there.
I'm standing, like, in this position because I froze the second I released the spell. I'm like in the position making the somatic components, you know.
Quill, we gotta go. What the fuck did you do? No, later. We gotta go.
As you look into the room as you pass, then, Dice, you do see that the room is now completely... It's white, almost as if the crystal has turned... It is marbling, like... You're looking at it, and it's no longer sickly and green. It is like quartz.
So the sphere only lasts for a minute.
The sphere by this time...
Yeah,
the sphere by this time is gone.
Okay, did anything change when the sphere went away?
The sphere disappeared, the dust of the heart dissipated, but it is no longer green. It is also like quartz.
Has anything changed with the portal?
The portal, as you look now into the room and try and discern where the portal was, there is a circular outline, maybe cracks in the quartz on the opposite wall, but it is no longer a portal. It is almost as if the the quartz itself has swallowed up what was once the portal. There is no black void.
I think we should leave very quickly.
I agree. What's happening with the 2 golems, the crystal golems? I'm just curious. I just want to know at this point. This is for me.
They're gone. They fell apart. You can see bits that were... You can see large chunks that maybe were like their thigh or their torso, but they fell apart. They're gone.
And is the rumbling still going on?
It's softening, but it is still there. You get the feeling that you are feeling like aftershocks. The harsher rumbles may be further away. You can just at the range of your senses discern crashing sounds, loud impacts.
I think we might not want to be underground anymore.
Yep. We should. Is the lift even going to work? I can fly. We'll figure it out.
I can climb.
He can't.
I have a spell or 2 in me.
Hey, do you have a healing spell? Because I am pretty fucked, actually.
I do. I cast Cure Wounds at 2nd level. Because it comes from a spell storing item. I'll tell you what you get in a second. We'll run. I'll tell Dragons.
You make your way through the...
I'll help with the, one person under each arm sort of situation with Marcus.
As you make your way through the catacombs, the first thing you notice is it is devoid of life. There is no one down here. All of the servants seem to have had the same idea as you. If they felt the rumbling, they've gone above ground instead of being down here. You do see that some of the corridors, as you pass them, have begun to collapse. Parts of the ceiling have caved in. The only bodies you find, though, are the ones just outside the lift.
19. Okay.
19
is the lift?
Cool.
Thank you.
Yeah. Is the lift running?
The lift is still there, and as you step onto it, there is no magical energy.
I wonder how wide-ranging the consequences of my rash actions are going to be.
I have no idea, but I think you've just pissed off a lot of people.
I've wondered that a lot in the last year or so. That sentence comes back to me all the time. How do we get up?
I can fly. You can climb.
Marcus is... Marcus?
And as he looks up and looks down at both of you, you can fly, Dice?
Yep.
Well...
Oh, hang on. What am I thinking? This is really easy. Brian, how high up is it?
Up there?
Yeah.
To the top where you came down from?
Yep.
Yep.
About 1,000 feet.
Shit. It's not easy.
Okay.
He touches your shoulder, Quill, utters a spell, draws a sigil in the air with his free hand, and suddenly you are weightless, as is he. He has cast Fly upon you both.
Excellent. I like it.
You guys should go ahead of me because I think you're actually faster than me now.
Why?
Because my movement speed remains the same in flight form. It's 30 feet. Yours is 60 if you fell fly on you.
Your movement speed's 40 because of Longstrider.
Would Longstrider work on flight?
Yes, it's any movement.
Yeah, it just increases your speed.
All right. Well, it's 40 then. I'm still 20 foot. You know, it'll take me a bit longer, but it's fine. Go.
I think we can. I think we can wait.
Okay.
Travel together rather than.
Yeah, but be a bit ahead. These are sharp as fuck, and I'll get the wings out and.
Deal. Yes.
Yeah.
And
start
you all
flapping.
begin to ascend. While this is happening, Oriana. Actually, before this happened, Oriana.
Hi.
The prince having left you, just showing you how to activate the spell to go up. You do all, the 6 of you, because Ace is there, sorry, make your way up to the final balcony and step out onto a long crystal platform. It is wide. On one side, you see a huge airship. You've seen galleys before, the ships that you sailed on when you escaped the Underdark. This is the size of about 6 of them combined. As they float in the air, I want you, Oriana, to roll me an Arcana check, please.
15.
Okay. As you were looking then at the huge galley flying there in the air, wondering how, with no sails and no visible means of holding itself up, how a spell that powerful could be so constant, you notice a ripple in the air. And as your senses expand to follow this ripple, you see a huge circle, maybe 150 feet across. The ship itself is maybe 75 feet across. But the circle envelops the ship vertically. And it is a rushing wind, a constant rushing circle of wind that surrounds the ship, chasing itself forever and ever. And this appears to be what is holding the ship high in the air. It is more prominent then, as you make your way along the gangway, on the smaller ship that you see further along. There is, again, the same circle. This ship is the shape or size of a small galley, much smaller crew complement, but there is then a small circle of air rushing around the ship, like a ring protecting it and keeping it aloft. Father kind of stops. If I had known when I first met you back in Kadir, the progress and advancements in all of our dreams that you would bring about, I would never have let you out of my sight. You are, and your friends, marvels, wonders, heroes to a people, most of which across this entire empire do not even know you exist. But they will. One day I will make damn sure of it, that I will tell each and every one of them who brought their freedom about. Thank you, Oriana. And he bends and takes your hand and kisses it.
Yeah. You not take the big one, Ace, and I can jump over to the little one?
I think that probably best. We have a lot of people to pick up.
Praise King unlocked.
No.
And he nods a farewell and makes his way onto the ship. Stevan and Bastian both walk past you, sharing a warrior's full-arm handshake with Ace and shaking your hand. And they make their way onto the ship, and Natasha just comes to stand next to you.
Is there a reason why you just rolled Fireball down? Are you casting Fireball right now?
Ooh.
I just said Oriana just rolled Fireball damage, 40.
I didn't. Both
On
my
the
hands are
idiot.
right here, so no, I didn't.
That's weird.
Are you coming with us, or are you going with them?
I think I will go with them.
I thought as much.
It is, however, very nice to see that the people I had so much faith in, especially yourself, did so well. It is,
Try.
it seems almost a lifetime since you chased me through the streets of Portal and tried to kill me.
I've chased you for much better things since.
Yes,
And caught you.
Well, perhaps we caught each other.
And Luster. I should check on Luster.
Luster is doing well.
Good.
She is
Right.
enjoying her position as novelty in town we have situated her in.
She is insatiable.
She requires energy of a certain sort to survive, and there are many bored men in town more than willing to supply the energy.
I do not blame them.
Fortunately, there are enough of them that none of them need to be fully drained to sustain her.
Sounds like the dream.
I prefer prettier boys. And her eyes gaze towards Bastian and Stevan as they walk up the gangplank onto the airship.
Enjoy yourself, Natasha.
Oh, if I can get them to lower inhibitions a little, and perhaps, engage in some fun at the same time, I will.
Entice them with the thrill of doing it in the air.
Perhaps I
like
can
some Mile High Club.
Perhaps I can get it to the point where I do not need to be involved at all. I just watch.
If you get that, tell me.
I will invite.
Yes. I'll bring snacks.
Farewell, Orianda.
Goodbye, Natasha.
It is, as always, a pleasure.
Always.
And she walks off onto the ship.
Ace is just bright red.
Okay. So.
And we'll head over to the little ship.
Okay. There is a short gangway leading on to the ship. It's flat. You don't have to walk up a slope onto it. But as you hop down onto the deck, then there is a shuffling motion off to your right.
Hello?
As you peer into the darkness, into what you would assume to be, if it's the same as most galleys, the captain's quarters, you see 6 pairs of large eyes shining out at you from the light cast by the palace.
I'm going to...
They are very low to the ground.
Yes. I am going to say in Gnomish, because I speak Gnomish.
Yes, you do.
I'm not a threat. I'm here to free you.
Roll a persuasion check.
It's 26.
And one gnome just steps out of the shadows. Thin, maybe a little malnourished, but just kind of steps out of the shadows and looks at you. He's like, oh, well, that's a turn up for the books. So it is. And you'll be wanting... How are you... How?
We're going to steal both ships.
Oh, right.
We would appreciate your help with that, since most of us don't know how to fly them, and you built them, so...
Right. Very well.
We're just waiting for 2 to 3 more people to join us.
Right. Do you perhaps have anyone that can speak Draconic?
Yes, I can.
Because unless you have a docent, I don't think that spirits in the ship, bound to the ship, are going to listen.
Okay, I mean, I can speak Draconic.
Millie has a docent.
And, yes, we have a docent. It's on its way.
Well, I mean, you can try and talk to it if you want to, but a docent would probably work a lot better.
I mean, I could try, but they shouldn't. I hope they're not going to be much longer.
Okay. As you're having this conversation, Oriana, there is an almighty, ear-shattering crack from miles below. And as you rush to the edge of the ship and look over, you begin to see the crystal that the entire palace is made of start to crack. Spiderwebs running up the sides of the palace.
Oh, what did they do?
The palace is shaking. It's almost swaying as if hit by a breeze. But as you follow the cracks from the ground to the tip, the crystal the palace is made of begins to whiten. Slowly at first, but the energy builds and gathers speed until, as the rumbling continues, parts of the palace start to shear off. But eventually, after a few minutes, the sound lessens. You can hear yourself think again. And the entire palace now, instead of that sickly green crystal, is made of quartz. White and cream and rose in places.
Honestly, it's an improvement.
It is then, as Dice, Quill, and Marcus, as you have been travelling up slowly based on the limits of the spell, you have watched the crystal on the inside of the tunnel you are flying up slowly follow you in its turning to the quartz-like substance that you know the rest of the crystal is turning into. And the higher you get, the faster the energy follows you, until eventually you get to the top, the rumbling subsides, and you are on the balcony.
Is the prince there, or did he...
The prince is nowhere to be seen. Not on the balcony you passed into the throne room, or on the balcony upstairs either.
Further up, I guess.
Dice, take Marcus and get to the ship. I need to do something quickly. Fly over Apolloteus is on the way out of the city if you can.
Okay, what are you going to do?
Don't worry about it. I'm going to.
Last time you said that everything stopped being green.
Isn't it an improvement?
Yes, that's not the point.
You've
and
right, Quill.
Quill,
you have 2 minutes left on fly.
That's fine. I'm really, really fast.
Okay.
So I'm going to cast haste on myself.
Okay.
Jesus, you are fast.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to activate the blade song.
Okay.
So by my count, that makes my basic speed 100, and I can dash 3 times in a turn on top of my regular movement. So that makes my speed in a turn move dash 400 feet
In 6 seconds.
I can also I'm also going to pop feline agility, so I can go 800 feet in the first 6 seconds, and then it'll be 400 thereafter. So I do a mile in approximately 18 seconds. I'm going to Apolloteus's school.
I wave. Right, you're muted.
You're muted.
As you both step out from the door, from the balcony, you do see that the larger of the 2 airships has untethered itself from the platform and has started to move away slowly, almost juddering as whoever is controlling it comes to grips with the controls. The smaller airship is there, Both you and Ori are obviously waving at each other. Quill, you dive off.
Ori's like,
and immediately begin to plummet. I don't know, you could probably fly faster than you fall. Straight across Paras to Apolliteus' camp.
so we see a streak of ginger with a fancy hat go.
And I go, woo.
Okay. As you go, then, roll me a perception check.
I was going to say, can I have advantage on the basis that I'm above everything, but then I realised that I'm also going at,
Superman speed.
yeah, like 3 miles a minute, so I don't want to be cheeky. And also I rolled in that 20 anyway, so it's a 24.
Okay. So, as you fly above the city below, one of the first things you notice is the city is in uproar. There are people out on the streets, but the party atmosphere that you experienced as you were traveling through Paras earlier is gone. People are terrified, and it seems that the rippling earthquake that extended from the palace has affected, or at least been felt, to the far reaches of the city, if not further away. You also spy, because you've become attuned to it now, and it's not, you didn't even notice it before, but the crystal lanterns that lit the richer areas of town, the lampposts headed by large sickly green crystals, are all now darker. The light is muted because they are now headed by the same quartz that you know that the crystal has been starting to turn into.
But it's still giving off light.
It does appear to be, at least a little. The further you go, you do start to pick out other details as well. There are groups of inquisitors. They seem to be milling around, almost lost. They found each other, and they seem to be talking in large groups. What is not apparent is that any of them are armed. Not a one of them seems to be brandishing a weapon. You know that the Inquisitors, most of their weapons were made by the arcane energy, probably given to them by their warlock pacts. Doesn't appear to be prevalent at the moment. You also notice a lot of the King's Guard, a lot of the Imperial Guard seem to be moving around, trying to quietly but forcefully bring peace back to the city. With your natural 20, though, as you are flying straight towards Apolliteus' camp over the richer areas of the city, there is one other thing that you notice. As you fly over the High Inquisitor's mansion, there is a very large contingent of carriages pulled up outside. There is a chain gang carrying large boxes of you don't know what. Some of them are open, some of them contain gold, jewels, expensive candelabras, cups, artwork, and they're being piled into the carriages. And you see, standing down there, directing all this, the High Inquisitor, surrounded by a group of higher-ranking Inquisitors, much higher than the grunts you saw earlier, all of which are still brandishing their arcane energy weapons.
I had a feeling.
As you shoot over the city then, some people you notice are still too drunk to care, others are still worried but are allowing life to go on. And eventually, although this all takes but seconds, eventually you do get to Apolliteus' camp.
Excellent. I will land inside the camp. Is there anyone here?
Dom, is there?
Hi, Dom.
Why are you back so soon?
Some things have happened.
Oh, wait. Let me guess. Earthquake was you, yes?
Yeah.
Why am I... I'm not surprised. I say, why am I surprised? I'm not surprised.
Okay.
It was all of you, yes? Or just you? It was just you.
Everyone contributed.
Was
Anyway,
there earthquake before you took action?
I don't think we need to get into the nitty-gritty. Anyway, I can't stay for very long. I've just come here to pick up a couple of things. I wanted to say thank you so very much for everything you've done for us in the past few days.
Do not mention it. Life has been very interesting since you came.
Yes, I was the beneficiary of a wager placed by the prince, and I feel that we wouldn't have been so successful without your assistance. So I wanted to split the winnings with you and the school, however you see fit. And I will give Dom 1/2 of the platinum that the prince gave me from his winnings.
So 250 platinum.
250, yes.
Okay. And as Dom looks in the thing, you can see that a smile crack on her face before she becomes stoic once more.
I felt like this might maybe make a difference to some lives here, and possibly go some way to addressing what it is that we've cost you.
You have cost me nothing, but this will go a long way to recruiting and training more people to perhaps one day be able to win their own freedom in the ring.
That is... yes, but you should get yourself something as well.
I was thinking maul. Big shiny maul, mithril, so light but very damaging, sharp.
That sounds good.
Too big for puny, normal-sized human to carry.
Yeah, name it after me.
Quill?
I'm going to... yes. No, you're right, that's a bad
No,
name.
weapons, they need elven names.
Oh. My first name is Elenil.
What does it mean?
God, Elvish lessons were so long ago. I believe it means ram, like, a male sheep.
It's good. It's a good name for mole. I ram it in face and kill people.
Good. I just need I'm here to grab the animals, and then we'll get out of your hair. And everyone's very sorry that they couldn't stop by and say goodbye, but we're going to have to... my ride is arriving very soon.
Okay. I will help get animals ready.
Yes, please.
Animal.
It has been good to know you, Quill.
2 animals. It's been good to know you as well, Dom. Truly, the pleasure is all mine. Actually, could you get the animals ready? I'm sorry to impose again, but there's just something I want to do quickly while you do so.
Okay.
Right, and while Dom does that, I want to pick a surface like a table or something, and I'm going to take out Nolz's pigments.
Okay.
And I'm going to spend a little bit of time trying to paint as close as possible an exact replica of the Sunblade hilt that I stole from the Inquisitor.
Okay.
So Nolz's pigments can't make magical items or anything. It's going to be a completely mundane replica of
the hilt. That's fine.
the hilt of the Sunblade that I stole. Yeah.
Okay. Roll me a dexterity check then.
Not sleight of hand.
Yeah. Okay. I'll give you a sleight of hand on that one
Oof.
because it's a very dexterous thing you're trying to do. I'll give you a sleight of hand on that one.
21.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, it's like one of the lowest numbers I'm capable of rolling on that.
With the hilt in hand, then, to help, you do manage, after a few false starts, to eventually paint an almost perfect replica. It's not quite perfect as you paint it, because you're painting, obviously, like a 2D shape.
Mm-hmm.
But with the magic of the pigments, as soon as it starts to solidify and take shape and become this 3D tangible item, the magic does then solidify every detail, and it's almost perfect.
Excellent.
The only thing that would really set it off as a forgery is the button on the side doesn't move.
I can work. That's fine by me.
Okay.
By this point, is Dom coming back with the rock and the nightmare?
They are.
Excellent.
However, bear with me.
Okay.
While all this was happening, rewind. Dice and Oriana.
Hello.
This is the only way I can do this if we continue to split the party. This is fine.
Yeah. That's fine.
So, Dice.
So,
After Quill jumps off and just Superman's his way back to Apollotes' camp, you get to the ship that Oriana is on, the smaller one. The larger ship has moved even further away now, and it seems to be steadying itself in its flight as it gains speed. As you step onto the deck then with Oriana and Ace,
hello.
you notice there are 6 gnomes just kind of hanging around and hiding behind Oriana and Ace's feet, having chosen them very quickly as their protectors.
I immediately get like overexcited, but try not to show it, so I'm not like really intimidating. And I go down a little bit, and I say in Gnomish, Flandel told me to do everything I could. Flandel Steelskin told me to do everything I could to free all the gnomes, and I did it. And I'm so happy to see you guys.
Oh, you've met gnomes before, haven't you? You've definitely met gnomes before.
We grew up with gnomes, me and Oriana.
There's no way to fake that kind of excitement. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Kevin. That's Sal. That's Rusty. That there is what was your name again? And she just kind of like pipes out from the back. Spanner.
Hi, Spanner. I'm Dice.
Spanner, and that's Wrench.
Kevin, Sal, that's Rusty, Spanner,
And Wrench.
Wrench.
And we need to make a move. This is my friend with the thing that you need to get the ship to move.
Yes,
so if you could take Dice.
I can see it there, and
Yes.
Kevin points at your chest.
Yes. Where was Quill going?
So we need to swing by Apollotes' academy, gladiatory school
That's okay.
camp. Also, say hi to Marcus. We freed him. He did not want us to, but look, here he is. And I'm going to follow the gnomes, but
Hello.
still like.
Marcus.
Mr. Everak. How are you?
Just get out of here before pleasantries. You also look like you need to sit down.
Yes.
Let's go.
Okay.
And I fully skip off after the gnomes.
Yeah.
Like, I am so excited to see the gnomes and to be on an airship. Like, best day ever, despite all the other shit.
The gnomes take you up to the helm. Where you would expect there to be a wheel, there is a metal pedestal that seems to almost grow organically from the wood of the deck. It is a strange melding of wood and steel. However, At the top of the pedestal, it is completely flat, apart from a recess, which is the correct shape to place a docent inside.
Hey, Aurelia?
Yes, Dice.
And you said you wanted to fly. I know this wasn't what you were thinking of, but are you okay to take over?
I feel other presences here.
There should be trapped elementals. It's how the airships are powered. It's fairly horrific, but we've just stolen all of the people who can do it, so
Elementals?
it shouldn't happen much more.
Elementals?
That's what the one I saw was made from.
This should be no problem. They
Okay.
are servants of the dragons.
So you are the perfect mind to control this, huh?
Perhaps. We shall
Enjoy
see
your
how
flight.
angry they are.
Very. They've been trapped against their will. Maybe one day I'll be able to fix it, but for the time being, we need their help.
Do you place the docent in the pedestal?
Of course.
Okay. The glow of the docent, then, as you place it into the pedestal, flares, as if renewed with new energy, and a moment later that energy then spreads down the pedestal, which also lights up, and you can see intricate gnomish runes and designs running the length of the steel. As it does so, your eyes are drawn to the circle of wind surrounding the ship, or the ring of wind that keeps it aloft, as it starts to spin faster and grow and thicken. And you hear a clatter of wood as the wooden gangplank falls away, as immediately, very smoothly, very comfortably, the airship begins to move off. You hear a voice in your head. Where would you like us to take you, Dice?
Hello. Are you the elemental?
It's Aurelia's voice.
Oh, well, you didn't specify that. In which case, could we go to Apolloteisis? I really don't know what to call it. Go to Apolloteisis. I don't know why it's escaping my brain today. What's going on?
Your temporary home in the city.
To pick up Quill, and then I'll find out from Oriana where we go next, but I'm thinking Gracia.
Okay. And faster than you have yet flown, faster than any vehicle you have been on so far, the ship turns and heads like a dart through the air, straight in the direction, over the city, straight in the direction of Apolloteisis camp.
I'm sitting at the front going, whee! I would like to turn around to the little gnomes and just say, be nice to the docent. Her name is Aurelia, and she's a gold dragon, so be good to her, okay?
Oh, we can't speak to her.
At all?
That's a you thing.
Be polite to her anyway. She can hear you.
She can.
Sure. She hears what goes on around her. She translates for me, so yeah, she can hear.
We weren't supposed to do that. We were supposed to... And he kind of walks over to the pedestal and he's like, I don't know if you remember me, but I was the one who made the prototype, and I'm really, really sorry. They kind of made me do it. I'd never have... I apologise.
Aurelia, do you want to say anything back?
I understand that many people did things against their nature to survive in this empire. I bear no ill will.
I relay the response.
And you can see all the tension in his body. He's like, oh, thank fuck for that. Oh, well.
She's lovely, actually. She's been...
So-
when we fought the dragon, we stole her.
Great. Are we free now?
Yeah, sure.
Question. Does that mean we can eat whenever we want?
Yeah, sure.
Lads and ladies. And they peg it downstairs as quickly as they possibly can into the galley.
Please don't ask permission for anything, it's weird. As they run downstairs. Do what the fuck you like.
And you, Oriana, and Ace are left on the deck, heading towards Apollotasis camp.
So I just hope they don't eat all of our supplies.
They're very small, I think we'll be okay.
You and I have both seen how they can put it away.
Okay, but they haven't eaten for ages. I'm sure
No, that's fine. We can stop somewhere.
we can resupply. It'll be okay. Hey, we can send Marcus. He's actually less known than we are at the moment.
Do you honestly think he's going to stick around?
As you look over at the deck, you see Marcus has hastily pulled like some sheets, some blankets into a pile and is snoring. He's out cold on the floor.
Might stick around for a while.
I'll give him till after he's had breakfast.
You still didn't want me to free him, you know. Even when we were stood there, and then Quill blew up the fucking world.
Yeah, that was weird.
So there was this heart thing, and I went down to see Marcus, and I'm just going to explain what I saw from my perspective. Like, I came back, and Quill was just stood there going...
Right, okay. So in future, don't leave Quill alone with giant glowing hearts.
By the end of your
Or do.
very fast, like kind of verbal diarrhea explanation of what has occurred since you split up,
Rude.
you do look over the side of the ship, and that's the way Dice speaks when they're excited. You look over the side of the ship, and you are hovering maybe 50 feet above the courtyard of the Apollotasis camp. You can see standing in the courtyard, trying to hold a rock in place, and also a nightmare by their reins, kind of looking up, gobsmacked, like all sense of like stoicness gone. She's just gobsmacked by what she's seeing. Is Dom just staring at you?
Can I yell over the edge? Do you want to come?
I think the floor is better. I like ground. Heights, no.
Fair.
Ori, where's Honey?
Fuck knows.
Fair enough.
Even as you ask the question, out of the barn, kind of bleary-eyed, as if they've just woken up, shuffles slowly this sturdy, immortal badger.
Yeah.
And kind of looks up, and just like.
He spent the last couple of weeks in that school just eating in the bar.
And
That is a fat badger.
Oh, he got fat.
You're not quite certain though, but the badger, if badgers could, you'd imagine that like Honey's looking at the ship and just shrugs, and just sees Oriana. Is like, all right, cool.
Just point. Get on the nightmare.
Get on the rock. The nightmare will burn his little feet.
No, they can protect it against it.
No, they get resistance to fire. They don't get
Yeah, it's
immunity to fire.
It's got like one.
fine. Get
hit
on your
point.
brother.
You can't stop the rock.
Or on your cousin, whichever one you're more comfortable with.
He climbs up onto the rock and kind of nestles into the massive feathers. The rock
Alright.
barely notices. Quill is also there, by the way. In the
Yes.
courtyard.
Hey, Quill.
I was just going to fly up on the rock with the nightmare in tow. I didn't actually anticipate that they'd stop.
We've got a boat.
That's
As a last thing.
that's the order Dice gave. Go to Apollotasis camp.
Hey, Ori.
Yeah.
Where are we going? Where next?
Gracia?
I go and yell to the gnomes down in the galley, I guess. Hey, how do you guys feel about going to Gracia?
Is there wine in Gracia?
Well,
Heck
yeah.
yeah.
Okay then.
In which case, I will... Do I have to go and speak to Aurelia, or can I speak to her from anywhere on the ship?
You don't know.
I'll try and talk to her in my head from where I'm stood.
There is a warmth in your chest. And the first time you felt it was when the Docent, when you first put it in and began to attune to it. And as the warmth buzzes, yes, Dice,
Hey, do you know the way to Gracia?
Way to Gracia.
I know not the name.
Would I know an older name? that
Probably not.
Okay. I try and describe where it would be.
Who rules the land?
Ari, who rules Gracia?
Oh no.
Zeus?
No, Zeus is the Olympian god, but...
The lecherous lightning god.
Yep, that's the one.
Where he's from, yes, there.
I remember his palace.
We don't actually want to go to the palace,
I'm
ideally,
so
I don't
sorry.
think.
Then
But his palace is in the country, Dice.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
will
but I really don't want to go and see Zeus.
begin to fly in that direction.
You're the best.
Thank you.
Thank you,
I can't
Aurelia.
hear her, but thank you.
If you think that's good, watch this. And the ship begins to fly higher and higher. It also then begins to tip.
Higher.
But it tips at such speed that your feet do not leave the deck, you do not feel weightlessness, and it loops in the air gracefully. All the while, you do not feel turned upside down. Gravity does not shift for you.
While this happens, I go,
As you get higher and higher and it begins to get colder, the ring of air around the ship begins to brighten. And you start to see licks of fire running through it as well, as if bellows stoking flames.
Things got heating.
And suddenly the ship is comfortably warm.
It's got aircon.
yep.
You suddenly feel a spatter of rain. And looking at the clouds as they get closer and closer, no rain is falling from them in the night sky, but you start to see water manifest in the ring itself. But as it does, the fire attacks it, and you start to see steam form. But the steam does not dissipate, it does not flow away, it seems to congeal, come together, until eventually, with a protected dome on the deck of the ship, so you can still see each other, the ship is shrouded in mist, so thick as to, perhaps from below, look like a fast-moving cloud.
It's got stealth technology.
Handy.
Holy shit, this thing's fancy. You know, at some point, though, when we're done adventuring and everything else, I have to free the elementals. You know that, right? Eventually.
Yeah.
Dice.
I mean, that's a given, right?
Yeah.
Dice.
Yeah?
The elementals. They are broken.
They can't be freed?
All sentience is gone. To free them would be to bring destruction upon anywhere their freedom led them. They are wild, untamable, unless controlled in this manner.
They couldn't be healed or put back together or fixed in some way?
If you can find a way to venture to the elemental planes, then yes. Here, though, there is no hope for them.
Hey, you never know what's going to happen. If we can, we will. But it's kind of not the highest on our priority list, you understand.
With you, Dice of Nidum, and your friends, I believe that to be true. For I wished more than anything to fly once more, and while my wings may look different, you have granted me my wish. For
I
that
hope
I
one
will be
day-
forever in your debt.
One day I really hope to grant your wish in a much more substantial fashion.
Well, my next wish then, claws.
You want me to add claws to the airship?
No, but find a way to allow me to grasp things once more.
Okay. Oh, okay. I've got an idea.
I thought you might. One thing.
Hmm?
The sustained flight weakens them. We can travel far, but once per day for a few hours or so, perhaps we should land in water to allow them to refresh, recharge.
That's okay. Whatever you think is best.
In fact, no, the ground would be fine also.
Okay. I mean, you're perfectly intelligent. I trust you to make a good decision on when and where we need to land. Navigation, not so much my strong suit.
I will
Actually, it is.
do my best.
You don't. I assume you don't want me to tell you when it needs to be done, or?
If you have a preference, by all means relay it to me and I will see it done.
Well, if we see somewhere particularly beautiful, maybe that, but I've never travelled this far, so we'll see.
And I have not travelled this far in a long time. The lands below me have changed since last I flew over them.
Probably more green crystal.
I think you might find there is less. Now,
Yes.
at least.
Quill blew something up.
I need to concentrate.
Sorry. Yeah. And I'll back off.
You feel the warmth leave your chest.
I say wander off. I was still stood there just staring into space, wasn't I, for that entire conversation?
Pretty much.
Yeah. Like a lunatic.
And with that, the wind in your hair, sailing through the beautiful night sky, and as you look out now, as you breach the cloud barrier, the cloud ceiling of the world, the stars above you are numerous, plentiful, beautiful. The world around you is a silent cloud sea. The moon high, bright and full, lighting your way. There is absolute and comfortable peace.
Hey. We're not actively hiding right now. No one's right on our tail, trying to kill us right now.
No.
What if we get bored?
Still got this, and I'll pull out the Grand Inquisitor's skull.
Oh my god, turn it into a puppet.
I think I might have a better idea for it.
Ooh, what are you going to do?
Need to do a bit more research into it and spend some time. But I'm pretty sure I can turn it into an arcane focus.
You're going to use his head as an arcane focus. I love that!
I'm going to use it for practice to turn into an arcane focus. I've got somebody else's skull in mind as an actual one.
The High Inquisitor?
I think it would look pretty on a stick.
How delightfully macabre.
Okay, but can you
I
cover it
literally
like...
follow the god of the dead.
I said delightfully.
You could cover it in gold leaf, you could carve patterns into it, it would be so pretty.
Scrimshaw.
Is it sending?
Bri, you're muted again.
Crap.
God damn it, Bri.
Oriana, sorry. You hear a voice in your head, unwelcome and loathed. But if you think your actions have thwarted my plans for you, you are mistaken. I will find you. The Inquisitor is speaking to you.
Bring it, shitstain.
Is that your response?
Yep.
He does not deign to cast sending again.
Weird.
You could just imagine it. Well, if that's going to be your immature reply, I won't even fucking bother.
Why? What is the point in threatening these people if they just don't take it seriously?
Just like, bring it, shit stain.
And
I think it's a great response.
As I say it, I mimic it with the Grand Inquisitor's gun. Like, bring it, shit stain. That's if the jaw is still attached. I don't know if the jaw is still attached.
The jaw is not attached. The only thing keeping
No.
that thing attached was the tendons of his cheeks.
Yeah.
And yeah, you burnt those
It's
to a
just
crisp.
the top. Yeah.
Even better, then you can just use your thumb.
That jaw fully dislocated. That's gone.
Mhm. That's
Yeah.
fine. Jaws, skulls missing their jaws look creepier.
It is
They're,
weird. It is weird though. All of his teeth are like pointed. Like he's almost got fangs. Like he's maybe filed them down, or maybe the nature of his pact warped them somehow. But it looks monstrous.
Well-
I spend a lot of time with you.
Do you know what?
I'm not making a T-shirt that says "Bring it, shit stain."
But you should. I think I'm going to go and see if there's any alcohol on this boat. It was for a birthday party, so maybe.
Let's actually check that the matron mother was on the other ship.
No, we didn't get a chance to go on there.
Well, the cells were empty.
Oh, there we go. I'm sure that somebody would have contacted us to let us know that it was empty if they weren't there.
Two-way
have any-
sending stone.
Oh, yeah. Sorry,
I
what is...
can't cast ending because I have like one spell slot left.
Why am I snorting? I'll take out the sending stone and go, hey, Father, Nick, Nick Klaus.
Gotcha.
Daddy-o.
Father is not here right now. How can I direct your call?
Please leave a message after the beep. We wanted to check which of the prisoners you had at the end.
The prisoners that have been sequestered onto the airship are the matron mother and our changeling friend. They are both healthy. They are both now free, and they, yes, I'm saying it, would like me to relay their thanks. Also,
Actually, I suspect what they said was, we told them not to rescue us! Ah!
also, Dice.
Yeah.
You have her blessing, and she would like to conduct ceremony. If that is in your future.
Tell her that's very kind, and should I ever get to see Sarah Hesh again, which I would dearly like to, then maybe that's something we can talk about. But,
Is Dice relaying this to the group?
oh yeah, but we're a ways away from that at the moment, I think.
Please pass on my very great relief that the changeling friend has been freed, and I hope they have a swift recovery from what seemed like their very severe ordeal.
Aww. I'll relay that while looking at Quill like he's the cutest thing in the universe.
Yes, you have to stop. Be slower. I cannot translate sign language. You are very... I get the gist. He is also very thankful that you did not listen to either of them implore you not to rescue them.
Natasha, we have Marcus. We managed to get him out. He's asleep on the deck. I suspect he won't be with us for very long.
It is a
Or
pity.
actually, Oriana suspects.
It is a pity he was not on my ship. It has been a long time since I have seen Marcus. I would like to have reminisced.
Please, we've got about 24 hours before he's back in a different plane of existence in the house he has there.
That is not what I meant.
Plane of existence?
Sure, we'll explain in a second. There
I
were
think
some
you may have
reasons.
missed that when you were catching me up.
Oh, I got my wings.
There's a house, it's on a different plane.
There is a house in a
in
demi
your-
plane.
Thank you for the update, and please look after my future mother-in-law. I'm quite fond of her, despite her
Demands.
stupid demands.
She seems quite fond of you also.
Yeah, she should be. It's a relationship that served her well so far.
I have other matters to attend to, but I have said this to Oriana already. Well done.
Honestly, luck at this point, sheer luck. We should have died at some point during all of that shit. We died.
We make
At
our
least
own.
twice.
We make our own luck.
Yeah, maybe. I'll catch up with you later, and I will hang up the sending stone.
Yeah.
I don't know how you end a call on a sending stone. Just go, okay, bye.
Put it in your pocket so you're not holding it anymore.
It's a good thing that our audience trends older. Otherwise, you doing this motion to hang up a phone would really have dated you. This is how you hang up.
Good point. I didn't even realise that was such an
Doing
old thing.
that.
Yeah, it is. Like,
Yeah, I'm just gonna hang up.
yeah, you hang up the phone. Say over. No, it's not a radio. It's a telephone. It's both.
You just write the word stop, and that's how people know you finished.
Ouija board it. Goodbye.
While you were having this conversation, a slightly inebriated gnome, because they have very good hearing, wanders up onto deck and hands you all like a bottle of something.
Sweet.
Like Oriana, you've been given whiskey. Quill, you've been given whatever wine he could get his hands on. Dice, you've got like just a jug of something.
I get a jug of something.
Sangria.
You smell it, and it's like it's mead.
Okay.
And Ace kind of shoos everything off, and because he just looks at it, boring, and just like hands her a cup of water, hands them a cup of water.
They do drink, actually. I think they've just had a long day.
I actually, I might forego this as well.
Yeah?
Yeah, I really need to lie down.
But you broke stuff, and you made big changes, and who knows when we'll next get a quiet night. Changes
I
so
love
far.
breaking stuff, but it wasn't quite as wide-ranging as I'd hoped. The High Inquisitor and his most trusted are still empowered, but a lot of the Inquisition aren't. It was, oh my goodness, it was so fun flying over the city. First off, you know how I love to go fast.
Yes.
I flew so very fast. But also, there were sort of bands of Inquisition guards dotted here and there about the city, and they just looked so lost and confused and sad and impotent.
That must be so sad for.
It was, yes. I'll treasure the tragedy of it until my dying day, which I'm surprised was not today.
Right?
Every day it's a miracle one of us doesn't die.
That heart, I put it in a ball.
There was a crystal heart.
And when it fell off the pedestal thing and shattered and exploded, very big explosion. It hurt my eyes a little. I can kind of still see it when I blink. I think maybe my retinas are permanently damaged, but yeah, bright green explosion. I feel like if it hadn't been inside a sphere of impenetrable force, that I may have been vaporized.
Well, I'm super glad you weren't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, as am I. Very relieved. But yes, I think just a little lie down for 4 or 6 days.
Go find a bed, Quill.
Just Before you go, do you know what you did do?
What did I do?
What did you do? So, although you didn't manage to wipe out the upper echelons of the Inquisition, you've probably saved Paras and the prince's life, and Claudia, and all of those children around there.
It looked like the High Inquisitor was getting ready to move, probably just into the Grand Inquisitor's place, right?
No, he'll come
Probably.
after us.
Well, he's definitely coming after me. Apparently he has plans for me.
Well, that's horrifying, based on his beautiful house.
I don't know why he would need to remove all of his belongings
That house needs to be burned down.
from his house into carriages, if that was the case. Sorry, bro, I just wanted to say, I didn't get a chance to say at the time, that replica Sunblade hilt, I left it at Apolliteus's.
Okay.
Let Dom know that she should give it to any Inquisitors who come asking about me.
Okay.
Say I left it behind.
Cool.
Hey, Bri.
That's fine. I'll allow that retroactively. That's fine.
Hey, Bri, completely off topic. May 25th.
It just confirmed.
Yeah.
Okay,
released
we'll
poster for it.
That's fine. We'll talk
We'll
about
talk
we'll
about it after.
talk about it after. We'll talk about it after. That's fine.
Is it Kenobi?
It is Kenobi.
Nice.
Um,
Why not the 4th?
Right? Lunatics.
It is not difficult then, as you amble around the ship in your conversation, just generally kind of cluing yourself up to where everything is. It is not difficult to find quite comfortable sleeping quarters. You can imagine that this was, yes, it could be utilized for war, but it could also be double up as a pleasure craft for the prince and his retinue. So there are some very comfortable sleeping quarters.
I'm immediately going to go look for like the royal suite and steal it.
Okay. It's at the back, directly below the captain's cabin, upstairs. The captain's cabin, as you explore the ship, is more like a conference room. There is a large table, many seats around it. It is for meetings, perhaps food, drink, not for sleeping in. There is a big map table as well. Down the stairs, though, there are many different sleeping quarters. There are crew quarters, and even they, depending on who the crew would be, gnome, human, elf, are very, very comfortable, much more comfortable than a lot of the human sleeping quarters that you've seen.
I'll choose a nice one.
It is a royal pleasure craft that can also be used for battle if needed, because as you wander around, you notice that there are stringless ballistas. There is no rope to them, but as you approach them, you don't even have to touch them, and a line of elemental energy, where the huge crossbow string should be, zips between both arms, and it pulls taut. And you get the idea that you will be probably shooting mini fireballs as opposed to arrows.
That's pretty fun.
This has been a long homebrew project for me, so when I eventually finish it, I will show you the stat block for the ship that you're on, and I will hope you will all be suitably impressed. But yes.
There are two things I want to do before I actually get into bed.
Okay.
I want to have a large glass of mead. There's three things I want to do. I want to have a very large glass of mead.
Mm-hmm.
I want to use my sending stone connected to Sarahesh.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to go, we saved your mother. She's okay if we get hitched. I miss you. She's fine. Don't worry about me. On way to Grisha.
That's got to be the least romantic proposal I've ever heard.
I'm gonna say.
I've only got 25 words, guys. You got to do what you got to do.
It takes a moment, but the message that comes back. I did not think there was anything you could do to make me love you more than I did already. Thank you for being in my life.
That's gay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is. So I'll put the sending stone down and sort of go to sleep, or lie down to sleep, like really happy and comfy, still sipping my mead. And I'm just going to do like a sort of prayer meditation thing, but sort of just thinking and go, I did it. I saved the gnomes. Well, it wasn't really me. They were sort of already on the ships, but they got out and they're all okay. I think I got all of them. I tried. I couldn't get any more. I'm sorry, but at least most of them, a good quantity of them, are free. I hope that's enough. Have a nice day. And then I'll go to sleep.
Okay. Ariana?
I go to my room, I drink, I smoke, I spend a lot of time with the skull in front of me on the bed, just sat cross-legged in front of it, just talking to it randomly.
Okay.
And then, yeah, I'll sit and meditate, see if I can reach Hades or Benkin, and then go to sleep.
Okay. Quill.
Oh, Quill's already asleep.
Okay. Before you bed down for the night, Quill,
Mm-hmm.
once more, as you are taking off your garments to get nice and comfortable, you realise it's very, very fine cotton blankets and sheets. You feel that same weight, that almost impossible psychic weight, as you know that bags of holding should not change in weight. And you sense that the book once more has something to tell you.
Tonight. Okay. I'll get up from my supine position, and I will open the book
Okay.
and start studying.
There are more pages now, full of writing further along in the diary than when you last looked at it. And as you begin to read, once more, smoke fills your vision, and you find yourself floating through clouds, until eventually you are walking in a heavily, very dense wood. You hear crows cawing around you. You hear rustling in the bushes and the long grass. You feel eyes, thousands of them from every tree watching you. But as you look to your right, you are trudging through the woodland with Sir Kai. Older, more beaten down by life. You can see the lines on his face have lengthened and deepened. Until eventually, heaving his sack on his shoulder, he breaks through some dense vines hanging between trees into a clearing. In that clearing, higher, you have to crane your neck, and it is almost painful even though it is in a dream. There is a tower in the center of the clearing, hundreds of feet tall, almost like an hourglass pulled impossibly long. The middle of the tower, you can't imagine how anyone, at least from this distance, could squeeze through, how any stairs or ladder could get you through that small space. But then impossibly, it widens out until you see on top a hut, hundreds of feet above you, small wisp of smoke coming from its chimney. And at the bottom of the tower, a door, open, and standing before it, an old man, bent heavy with years, resting against a long, gnarled wooden staff. And Sir Kai, with renewed energy, rushes forward until he kneels at the floor. at the foot of this old man. It has been so long since I've last seen you. There is so much I have seen, so much evil in the world, so much that I fear I am now too old to do anything about. Tell me, Merlin, what do you wish of me? How can we help put things right? The old man places a gnarled hand on Sir Kai's head. It is not for us, Sir Kai, the brave and loyal. The greatest of men plant seeds in soil, the fruit of which they will never live long enough to see grow. And they do so knowing that in generations to come, there will be those who will taste of that fruit and rejoice. All we can do is what we can to help those future generations in their struggles against everything you have discovered and those things you have yet to. And Sir Kai looks up at him. There must be something we can do to destroy that evil heart, the heart of the Empire, to stop whatever is coming. And Merlin looks down at him. Unfortunately, dear boy, destroying the heart will not stop what is coming. It will only delay it. There is still much to do, much to discover about the nature of this thing. For studying something's nature can show its weakness. Come, you have travelled far, and there are those who also seek my wisdom, if they know what's good for them. And at these words, Merlin looks at you, Quill. Locks eyes with you, and you are absolutely certain, something that has never happened in any of these memories before, that Merlin can see you. All at once again is smoke, and you find yourself in your bed in the sleeping quarters aboard the airship.
Well, I guess I'm not getting that sleep then. I get up and go and look for that wine that I was given.
Okay. Dice. As you lay your head down to sleep, as soon as your eyes closed, you are out cold. The stresses of the day, the stresses of the last few days, weeks, months, every moment that has passed since that fateful evening that you had to leave Nidum feels like it is crashing down on you. And sleep greets you like an old friend very quickly. And almost immediately, at least as far as you're aware, you dream of cogs, machines, beautiful, glorious silver, gold, liquid metal running between them, moving in impossible ways, creating impossible shapes. And the vision moves away from you until all of the cogs blur into one, and you see the golds and the silvers merge into greens and blues, whites, browns, until eventually you find yourself floating above a planet. And sitting next to you in the vast expanse of the night sky is a small, old gnome. And as he hands you a cup of water, it is at once water and the sweetest nectar, and also gives you the memories of the smell of the workshop, the sawdust, the ink, the oil. You've done well, young one, to act in the interests of gnomes for one who is not one.
I sort of thought that was my job, and thank you for the drink. It's nice.
Well, it was no one's job, really. I'd never ask defying death of anyone. It was scary and terrifying and more of a task than many would be equal to, but you've done well.
I have 6 new gnome friends. The boat. Sort of boat.
I think you'll find you have hundreds of new gnome friends. You've just not actually met any of them in person yet.
I'm not sure they'll even know who I am. But,
Oh, your friends on the other ship are quite complimentary of you.
Thank you. I'm really glad.
The entirety of gnomedom will know your name.
What a terrifying thought. Well, I like gnomes. They remind me of home.
There are
It's nice
those
to
out
see them
there that need your help, though. A special kind of help that only one with your understanding of the way the world works could bring to their situation.
Do you mean like Vizier? His people?
The Forged?
The Forged?
Yes. When you have time, it will wait, but when you have time, visit their mountains in the south, the borders of the land between the Empire and the land your furry friend's family come from.
How far away is that from Grisha? I'm still learning. The world seems much bigger when you're in it.
Not far.
I miss my mum.
Your mum misses you.
I
She
know.
asks every once in a while for me to keep an eye.
I wish I could go home.
Home can change.
Well, I think if I left Oriana and Quill and Ace, maybe I wouldn't feel like I was home after all.
So what you're saying is, you are home. As long as they're the nearby.
That's probably correct.
Treasure them.
Of course. I just have to stop them trying to kill themselves.
That and they are your greatest strength. And that is something that has nothing to do with me. You should be proud of yourself, Dice de Maridonis. I know I am.
I am, I think. I'm worried about the people who we leave behind. I wish I could bring everyone I've met with me to keep them safe. I'm worried about that little girl.
Oh, that little girl. She'll be all right.
I hope so, because I don't like her dad much.
Oh no, that guy's a dick.
Right?
Rest easy, Dice. You've done enough for now.
Thank you. Can I give you a hug? Is that allowed? Are you allowed to hug God? Can I touch you? And I try and poke him.
You know, no one's ever asked. They ask me to do a lot for them, and they ask for like good health and things like that, but no one's ever... Yes, I think you can. And he reaches up his arms.
I have like the best hug ever. I'm like...
Okay. And with that, your vision blackens and you sleep dreamlessly for the rest of the evening.
Guarantee when I wake up in the morning, I go, I hugged a god.
Oriana.
Hello.
As sleep greets you, the memory of the Grand Inquisitor's skull fresh in your mind because of the time you have just spent with it. Almost as soon as you close your eyes, the skull is still there, hovering in a black nothingness. You almost feel like you can expect a glint of that green energy to shine from its eye on you. But instead, there is a flicker of blue flame. And all at once, suddenly you are in a familiar stone cavern. And a pale, emaciated hand reaches out and picks up the skull from below. Alas, poor Inquisitor. You decided to screw with my favorite. It did not end well for him, Oriana.
No, it did not.
I'm glad we can speak again. It has been an age that you have been out of my purview.
I missed you.
And I missed you. There is much we need to discuss. Unfortunately, my powers are being used for other things at the moment. My safety, mainly.
That's fair.
Oriana, I am scared. I need you.
I'm coming.
When you come to Gracia, I will be difficult to find. I have made it so. However, be wary. There are gods dying.
I know.
They are being murdered, and the only thing that can kill a god, truly kill a god, is another god. I worry for my brother. I worry about the possibility of my brother. Keep your eyes open, your wits sharp. Death encroaches on Gracia, and you are solely, I think, able to help.
I will do my best.
Nice crown, by the way.
Thank you. I think it's rather stylish.
Careful.
I know.
Good
Heavy
night.
is the crown. Good night.
And again, your vision blackens, sleep beckons, and you dream no more. And as Quill drinks himself into a stupor...
No, I'm not drinking. No, he's not drinking himself into a stupor.
Okay.
He's just
Having
having
a
a
nightcap.
Having a drink.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we'll leave it there.
Yay!
Hey, Bright. I gotta say, I think that fighting the Grand Inquisitor and destroying that heart and escaping the city in a stolen airship, real milestone in our journey, don't you think? Don't you think, Bri?
Yeah.
Bri, don't you think?
Just that one. Literally just
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can
I
all
agree.
level up.
Hey!
Hey.
I was defending you as well then. What
No,
just happened?
you milestones, the way I've worked it, are story beats and events, right? That's why there might seem like there's a long time between one level up to the next. If you do something a fuck ton quicker than I thought you were ever going to do it, then yeah,
Plan.
you hit this. You accidentally hit a story beat that I had not planned for a very long time, and
Was it because of my sphere?
yeah,
Holy shit, I can actually pick a feature or trait this time.
I can't believe I cast a level 4 spell that resulted in us leveling up. That's crazy.
I am delighted.
You have, yes. I think you've definitely earned level 13.
Oof. I love it.
Next level, I get magic item savant.
Nice.
How many is that then?
That is attuning 5 magic items at once, plus the 2 that can go onto my armor.
Can I please have hit point rolls from everyone? This is a fun bit. We can do this on the stream.
D8. Yeah.
I am going to be increasing my level of wizard.
We re-roll ones, right?
So this is
Reroll 1 because 1's a bullshit.
just a little d6. I rolled a 1. I'm re-rolling my 1.
Good.
My max hit point is now
Nice.
92.
Nice.
I rolled a 2.
Um,
Excellent.
I rolled a 6, and my rolled hit points is now 76, which means my total is 2.
Very nice.
Not bad.
Very, very nice.
Sorry, I'm choking on air.
What you all get?
What do I get? Another level of spell, I believe. I think I get to choose a level 5 spell now.
Fireball?
I get 4th level spells!
Woo!
Fireball?
I've got ability score improvement.
Okay.
Nice.
And you get level 4 spells, Mil.
Yeah, I only get 1, but
Yeah, but
I have 1.
level 4 spells.
Pretty good.
I can turn, I can use fabricate. I can turn a wood bridge from a clump of trees.
Yeah, fabricating spell.
Create stuff. That's so cool.
Fabricate is a bitchin' spell for an artificer. It's an amazing spell.
That's why it's the first one I
Super
picked up.
situational, but it's really cool.
Yeah. But yes, you just did a lot more in that session than I planned for, than I thought you would. I had all of the consequences of that action written up and in my head and planned for way away from now. But you did it.
I mean, we had to.
Ooh. So that's why I'm looking at spell sniper.
Yeah, we've totally gone into spell world.
It's all right. But
Well,
no.
it's just if I take spell sniper, I can have Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blade.
It is fun, especially with your charisma score. Oh no, because you wouldn't have the improved.
You wouldn't be able to pump it with the
charisma bonus.
No, yeah, but
But it would give me a cantrip that I can roll to attack.
it is still a killer spell. It's a D10 instead.
There's a very big list I'm going through right now.
Plus, if you pick it as a feat, it takes into account your entire level, not your warlock level. So
No, it doesn't. That's how cantrips always level. To be fair. But yeah, it is. Hey, Bri, I can get animate objects now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna counterspell the fuck out of that. Like Charlie did for me the only time I tried to use it. But yes, thank you for joining us for episode 82 of the Chronicles of Nidum. Thank you very much for joining us for a impromptu midweek stream. We only gave you 1 day's notice this time. Thank you for turning up. This again is not a replacement for Sunday. If we can, we will still play again on Sunday.
Hopefully.
More to do, more to see than can ever be, It's just muscle memory. Then I started saying it. I was like, no. But yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for rocking up. Please join us if you can on Sunday. If we do stream, obviously if we don't, we'll let you know on the Discord. Please, if you can, join us on Monday for session 1 of the new stream run by AD. Another chance for me to play. Woohoo! Can't wait.
Remind me so I can tune in for it.
We will.
Yeah, absolutely.
Greg might not be able to. I think he's playing his other cheating on us D&D game. Is that Monday?
I don't think
potentially.
we can accuse anyone of that.
It's mostly been on Thursdays so far, I think.
Was it Thursdays? Oh, okay.
Sometimes it's on Mondays. I don't know.
Yeah. If you
Hey guys, guess which spell I just got?
What spell did you just get?
Otaluke's Resilient Sphere.
Oh yeah, that's a good spell. Yeah, I recommend using that one.
Good spell.
It can be quite clutch.
It can
As
be.
it turns out.
It's situational, you know.
Yes. I'm also enjoying the fact that there is now a watch party voice chat that people can join and chat about what we're doing as we do it. That's fun.
Yep.
But yeah, it's been a really good laugh. I can't really say anymore. I'm shattered after everything that happened and trying to plan for the chaos that is you lot. But yes, as always, take care, stay safe, look after each other. I love this community. We love you guys. And we will see you next time. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.